until a rookie named Montana sent DeBerg packing. Number 17 then moved on to Denver, and for a while it looked like he might stick. But another hotshot rookie waited in the wings. John Elway arrived, and DeBerg was gone. Certainly he could lead the hapless Tampa Bay Bucks, but after 4 years of hard labor, he was released. Vinny had arrived. At 36, was it time to try something else? How about winning? And Kansas City has been good to Steve DeBerg, and so maybe number 17 has finally found a home.
NBC Sports presents the National Football League. Today, it's the Seattle Seahawks versus the Kansas City Chiefs.
Welcome to Arrowhead Stadium, everybody, for a very important AFC Western Division game between the Seattle Seahawks and Kansas City Chiefs. Both teams know a playoff berth. They'll need a lot of wins to get there. The Arrowhead Stadium weather conditions today, beautiful day, much different from last week when they played in cold, rainy weather here for the Raider game. It could be 70 degrees by the time the afternoon really moves along. AFC West, well, Kansas City with their win over L.A. last week, they're right there. Only one game back, in Seattle to make a wild card position. They really have to start winning. I'm Jim Donovan, along with Paul McGuire. Happy to be with Paul this afternoon. And when you talk about Kansas City and Seattle, they don't win at the other guy's place. It's that simple. Kansas City can't win in Seattle, and they didn't a couple of weeks ago. And Seattle can't win here, Paul. They haven't done it since 1980.
10 years. Isn't that unusual? You know, yesterday, Jim and I, we had a chance to talk to the players on both teams and ask them why. Now, here, Kansas City goes to Seattle. DeBerg throws 4 interceptions in a ball game, and Kansas City can't win the game with a great defensive team. Here they are down in Seattle. They haven't won here in 10 years. They don't know why. They said, we just play lousy in each other's home field.
It's that simple. It really is. The game plan should be pretty simple, too. Steve DeBerg is here. They're winning. He'll do anything to win. But Dave Krieg and Steve DeBerg today will be handing the ball an awful lot. Both teams must run.
Well, they've got 2 great backfields. But the thing about it is, when you talk to the coaches, they say we like to balance it out, 50-50 run and pass. That's not going to happen today. It'll be like 70 run, 30 pass. But the team that you see passing the football is probably going to be the team that's behind.
All right, so the passing situation, that will be the big key in this ball game as we get set for Kansas City and the Seattle Seahawks. And listen to this crowd here this afternoon. Norm Johnson ready to kick it away as Seattle will kick to Kansas City. Seattle at 3-5. Kansas City at 5-3. Seattle's got a long road stretch here now, so they must prove that they can win away from the Kingdom. And, of course, they didn't even win in the Kingdom last week. A disappointing afternoon for Chuck Knox as they lost 31-14. Marty Schottenheimer on the other side had that must-win last week against Kansas City, but his offense didn't do much in that game. 9-7 was the final score. Fred Jones, Todd Mcnair back deep, Norm Johnson ready. And Jones takes it at the 1-yard line. And brings it out over the 15-yard line to the 16. Good pursuit there. Tackle made by Joe Kane. Here's the Chiefs' offensive line. 2 rookies, Zada and Grunhard. Grunhard back in there. He didn't play last week after the death of his father, but he's back in the lineup this week. In the backfield, we see Christian Okoye there, but you'll see a lot of Barry Word, too. And there are the wide receivers. In passing situations, here's what happens. Todd Mcnair comes in along with J.J. Burden and Emil Harry. So here are the Chiefs 1st and 10, out over their own 15-yard line. Stephon Page in motion. It's Okoye. And Okoye goes out to the 18-yard line, and right away we've got a flag down on the play. So Okoye carries out to the 18, but a flag is down. And that's not a good start. Holding against Seattle, which will cost him 5 at a first down. Let's take a look at Seattle's defense right now. Really a veteran front 7, but they get David Wyman back in there. Here's the call.
You're used to the hands. Today, number 71 defense, 5 yards, first down.
Well, there is no number 71, so we'll just have to check and see on that. But David Wyman is in after he banged his knee up over the summer, so he gets into the lineup, and Darren Como goes to the outside. Then in passing situations, Como and Wyman come out. James Jefferson and a rookie, Robert Blackman, come in. And the secondary, there you see it, a veteran secondary playing this afternoon for Seattle. So it's first down and 10. Now they get the ball out over the 25-yard line. Fredo Roberts, the tight end, in motion. Okoye again to the 31, where Rufus Porter brings him down.
But there was a great trap play by David Lutz, number 72, and that's where that hole opened up and get Okoye a chance to get upfield. Lutz will come out to the left of your screen and watch that block on Jacob Green right here. This is where the hole is opened up. Now, Wyman is there, but Okoye breaks that. Christian is so strong, and when you tackle him, you know, Nesby Glasgow told us yesterday, you go through him. You don't try to catch him, because if you catch him, he's going to drag you.
Well, they got 7, second down and 3 now for Kansas City. So they go right back to Okoye. He's in trouble to the outside. And the Seahawks pursue well. Eugene Robinson comes up along with Rufus Porter again. And boy, that man Porter has got that great speed. You see it on a pass rush situation, but even he can string a play out too.
And what you want to do with Christian Okoye is to get him going sideways. If once he makes that turn upfield, this is the smart way to play defense against a man this size. You don't want to let him get himself settled where he can square himself and now come upfield, because now you really have to take him on. If you can string him out and run him to the sidelines, he really doesn't have the power.
So he comes out of there right now, and Todd Mcnair comes in along with Emil Harry as they go into their shotgun for the first time. On third down, 3rd and 4, so Okoye lost one. Right across the middle, the catch is made. J.J. Burton has it. Then he gets face masked out at the 35-yard line. It was Dwayne Harper, I believe, who got his hand up in the face mask of J.J. Burton. Here's referee Tom White checking out the situation with his officiating crew.
And J.J. Burton just runs a little delay coming underneath.
There is no penalty on the play. The result of the play is a first down.
Now, wait a minute.
All right, let's watch this one.
We're going to see it at the end of this, but J.J. Burton, he just delays and comes underneath. Now, he's going back away from the play. Harper is there. Now, they're looking down, and when they see it, he does. In defense of Harper, just grabs the shoulder pads. He missed the face mask, but Burton still picks up the first down.
You know, I thought he had given up the first down when he started coming. He started to go backwards there, didn't he? 1st and 10 out at the 35. Okoye. Good first down play out over the 41-yard line.
Now, Jimmy, see, here's the difference with Okoye. When he runs a play like that, now he picks up 5 yards because he gets his body square and he goes to the hole. The play before, on that 3rd down play where he lost a yard, stringing him out is the thing that Seattle wants to do. You cannot give him a hole to run up into.
Alfredo Roberts checks out of the lineup now at tight end. Todd Mcnair comes in. And Kansas City, with Okoye running the football, getting them 5 yards on first down, comes up 2nd and 5 at their own 41-yard line. 3 wide receivers. DeBerg for Mcnair, incomplete. Coverage on the play by Nesby Glasgow, and so it will be 3rd and 5.
And that's a timing pattern, and Nesby Glasgow read it perfectly. He was in great position. Had that ball not been thrown, if it had been thrown outside or inside more, Nesby Glasgow would have had the interception.
Boy, he had a great game up in the Kingdom against Kansas City as he forced a fumble, came up with a bunch of tackles in the game. He recovered a fumble, too. He had a Super Bowl game that day. It is 3rd down and 5. Once again, shotgun and 4 wide receivers in for the Chiefs. Wide open. Catch is made. Stephon Page. There's a flag down in the Kansas City backfield, though.
Is holding against Kansas City.
You got it. And this one's coming back. Wipe out the catch by Page and the first down.
Stephon Page is such a great receiver.
Holding, 79 offense, 10 yards, 3rd down.
That's Zot, but Stephon Page, I used to do the Kansas City Chiefs preseason games when it really, people can Stephon Page make this football team. He was like their 6th or 7th receiver, and every time he got into the ball game, Jimmy, he scored, or at least had 2 or 3 long gains.
Now they've got 3rd down at 15, and again back into the shotgun. 4 wide receivers. Good time for DeBerg. Looking for Rob Thomas down at midfield, incomplete, and Seattle does a good job defending there. A couple of penalties, though, on Kansas City on their first possession, in particular that holding call, and so they'll call on Brian Barker now to come into the game as DeBerg leaves the field.
And we're looking at a situation with 2 teams, and we talked about at the beginning that they want to run the football. They do not want to throw the ball. But more importantly, they do not want to be in a situation where it's 3rd and more than 3 or 4.
Those are the numbers on Brian Barker. Back deep for Seattle, Chris Warren, standing back at his 25-yard line. Good high punt by Barker. Backing Warren to his 18. There's a flag down by the 48-yard line. The ball also went down on the ground. Kansas City says they have it. As Chris Warren had a heck of a run back. 51-yard punt, 22-yard return, but we've got some business to straighten out here. Now, the referee just pointed and said that it was Seattle ball. Now I would imagine he'll straighten out the penalty situation. So we got what? About our 2nd, 3rd conference here this afternoon.
You know, it's amazing. I never could understand why it takes so long. One guy throws the flag. All he has to do is go to the referee and tell him who it's on.
Post-possession, holding, receiving team will be penalized from the point where they got possession of the ball. 1st down, Seattle. Timeout.
Boy, Chuck Knox is red hot as they had good field position. But then the penalty on the Chris Warren return. No fumble on the play. But watch here, right there's Warren going down, Paul. Ooh.
Well, when they replay that, it is a fumble because the ball comes out on the way down. Take a look at it right here. Now, he's not on the ground. Most importantly, look at his knees. His knees are not down. Here comes the ball out. But they say Seattle got the ball back.
We'll see what happens. They're at the 9-yard line. It's Seahawks ball right now. No score. It's Seattle ball at their own 9-yard line. Kansas City's defense got them pinned in here at Arrowhead. First possession, Dave Krieg at quarterback. Derrick Thomas, nothing as he went to the right side. Let's meet the Seattle offense right now. A group that has their work cut out for them on this first start. Pretty good offensive line. A change made at right tackle. Ronnie Lee for Ron Mattis. Then in the backfield, it goes like this. Krieg with that good backfield of John L. Williams and Derek Fenner. Blades, Kane, and McNeil. In passing situations, here's what happens. Fenner and McNeil come out. Paul Scansey comes in along with Jeff Chadwick. 2nd down and long. At the 10-yard line. 2nd and 8. John L. Williams, the lone back. Got to the outside and might have a first down. Let's see where they mark him out. At the 20-yard line. Good run by John L. Williams out to the 20 and a first down for Seattle. Here's the Chiefs' defensive lineup now. The front 7. Good and young, I think. That's the way to describe them. They are very, very good with 26 sacks coming into this game. Percy Snow, their top draft choice out of Michigan State. Passing situations, Snow and Hackett come out. Boris comes in along with Stan Petrie. Thomas becomes a down lineman, and their secondary is just fabulous. But a change is made. J.C. Pearson is in there for the injured Kevin Ross. 1st and 10, Seattle at the 20. Remember, they started at the 9. He just lost the ball, but he fumbled it out of bounds, so he'll really, Paul, only lose about a yard.
And Kevin Porter just makes a great play coming up to stop the play. They're talking about holding. On the left-hand side of your screen, you're going to see it coming here. Here comes John L. And now watch 27. spins back out to the outside, doesn't make the play, but gets in on the play. Just dropped the football.
What a secondary this is. I mean, they defend well the pass, certainly, but as you say, they come up and support on the run.
You don't want to make a living trying to throw against them either.
Second down. And they lose 11. Derek Fenner off the right side. Pushes it out close to the 24-yard line. And we get a little pushing and shoving off the pack there as Ron Heller, the tight end, gets involved with Neil Smith and Albert Lewis. There is a flag down. The Seahawks are pointing that it is against Kansas City. Tom White, busy man here early at Arrowhead on this Sunday.
They're going to wear the flags out early in the ball game.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 27, Kansas, first down.
Well, that's a big one on Kevin Porter.
Well, you said they were tough.
And mean, too.
Yeah, they are.
Out over the 35-yard line to the 38 and a first down. Here's our first look at our 10-minute ticker this afternoon. Whoa, look what's going on up at Rich Stadium in Buffalo. Phoenix 7-0 over the 7-1 Bills. And there's the rest of your lineup for this afternoon.
Everybody jumps out in front of the Bills in the beginning. But then they'll come back later on and win the ball game.
Usually like right in the last 40 seconds of the game. Seattle after the penalty, first down. Wide open John L. Williams, who now drops a pass. Remember, a couple of plays ago, he just dropped the ball on a running play out of his hands.
Remember when we talked about this series?
Yep.
Kansas City, they can't win in Seattle, and Seattle comes down here. 10 years they haven't won here, and they say we beat ourselves. And there is a classic example. John L. Williams, who is an excellent football player, has pretty good hands as a back. He drops the ball running with it. Now a pass hits him in the hands, he drops it. These are just mistakes, and they are mental errors.
I mean, there's a guy that leads the Seahawks in receiving with 40 catches on the year. 2nd and 10. Gets it out of there. Fenner cannot hang on. There is another flag down deep in the Seattle backfield. And it looks like it could be holding.
And it's going to be on Ronnie Lee, number 63. I mean, you can get your hands in, but you can't kind of throw them to the ground. They frown on that, and especially when the referee is standing right in front of you.
What a tough first start. If it is indeed on Ronnie Lee, he comes in there, gets the start in place of Mattis, and has to go against this defensive line. Let's pick up the call.
Illegal use of the hands. Number 61 is declined.
Well,
holding. Number 61 is accepted. 10-yard penalty. Still second down.
Well, they better get some numbers straight, because they've given us two numbers that don't even exist. It's 63 Ronnie Lee. On the top right, Ronnie Lee is to the outside, and here comes the holding right here.
On Derrick Thomas.
On Derrick Thomas. It's a takedown, and it's 63, folks. They'll get the numbers straight.
2nd down and 20 now for Seattle. Looking for Tommy Kane, and it's incomplete. He got punished by J.C. Pearson and Dino Hackett.
If Dino Hackett has one more step, he picks the ball off. Dino Hackett is the linebacker playing the inside. His job is looking for the crossing pattern, and he is in perfect position. Dino Hackett, number 56, coming out to the right. He's looking at the quarterback. Look at this. If that ball is 1 yard inside, it's his.
So now it's 3rd down and 20, back at the Seattle 28. Hackett to the sideline as they come in with their nickel package now. No score, 8:20 to go, first quarter. Seems like Seattle's had the ball for about an hour with all of these penalties. You better get out of there.
Derrick Thomas is in on the play, but the guy that really makes the play is Bill Maas, number 63, coming up the middle. He just takes the lineman with him. Watch 63, Bill Maas. Now he moves up, and here he is. He'll come up, and he's right in Krieg's face. He forces him out. Maas is there. They have two people on him. When he forces him out, Derrick Thomas is there to make the play.
That's the 9th sack of the year for Thomas, the 27th of the year for the Chiefs defense. And Rick Donnelly stands back at his 8th. It's a good punt off. J.J. Burton calls for a fair catch, and he drifted and wandered all around the field to make that catch. A 47-yard punt by Rick Donnelly. It's a pretty good defensive battle, isn't it? Scoreless, 7:50 to go, first quarter.
NBC Sports coverage of the National Football League is brought to you by Norelco Lift and Cut Shavers for a new level of closeness and comfort. By Federal Express. For documents, packages, and freight worldwide, Federal Express is absolutely, positively the best in the business. By State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And by Mazda Cars and Trucks. Mazda, it just feels right.
Second possession of the afternoon for Steve DeBerg and the Kansas City Chiefs. No score. I'm Jim Donovan with Paul McGuire here from Arrowhead Stadium. Beautiful afternoon here in Kansas City. Ball is out at the 31-yard line. Timeout, Kansas City. DeBerg couldn't get it called. He had Alfredo Roberts hopping all over the place at tight end. And Marty Schottenheimer will go over and he will talk with Steve DeBerg. And Steve DeBerg is saying, Marty, I don't know what we were doing on that play. I'll tell you what. We'll just have to talk it over with Joe Pendry, the offensive coordinator.
Well, Alfredo Roberts lined up in the wrong spot, and then he tried to move Jonathan Hayes out, and it confused everybody.
Well said, Paul, and we'll be right back. Nick Lowry on the sideline. It's not that cold. There's the best, but, I mean, maybe the other kickers around the league should do that. He gets all dressed up there, keep his legs warm. Got a lot of crazy habits we'll touch on this afternoon. First down, Kansas City. And Christian Okoye sends them on their way close to another first down out near the 40-yard line.
All right, you talked about Dave Wyman coming in. He hadn't played for a long time, and he's starting in the middle. And Dave Wyman's job is he's got to find Okoye and get him. Now, watch 92. He goes to his right. He steps up. He gets caught inside just a little bit too much. And then when Okoye comes down, he can't get himself squared up to hit Okoye. He tries to get an arm on him, and that's not going to do it.
Tight ends coming out. Jonathan Hayes limping out right now to the sideline, being helped off by Stephon Page. So Alfredo Roberts comes in along with Dante Whitaker at tight end. Second down, one. Okoye pushes and pushes and gets the first down to the 45. There's a case where he just pushed on the pack, led out there by the fullback, Bill Jones, who's a good blocking back.
Bill Jones is an excellent blocking back.
He really is.
And Okoye likes to get in behind him because if he can go someplace, Okoye can too. And when Bill Jones gets to the hole, all he really... defensive man.
Already in the game, Okoye has 6 runs, 29 yards. And Kansas City has a first down now, out over their own 45-yard line. No score, 6.5 remaining here in the first half. First quarter. Ball is out at the 45-yard line. I understand we are right now without a picture here at Arrowhead Stadium. So Steve DeBerg is back to pass. He's looking long for Rob Thomas down at the 15-yard line, and it's incomplete. Patrick Hunter was on the coverage for Seattle, as we'll switch to more of a radio call here for you this afternoon. And on the second down and 10 play, DeBerg fired it out long to Thomas, and it was incomplete. He had him down there, but just a little bit too long.
The best, I think the best play-action passer in football is DeBerg. And that time what he did is he ran the play action which freezes the linebackers and also the weak side safety. Then he got the matchup that he wanted with Rob Thomas going downfield on Patrick Hunter one-on-one. When you get that matchup, you've got to go deep.
It is second down and 10. The ball is out at the 46-yard line of Kansas City here at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. No score between the Chiefs and Seahawks. DeBerg gives the ball off right side. Here comes Christian Okoye. Gets away from a Jacob Green tackle in the backfield and gets the ball up to the 48-yard line before he's driven out on the Kansas City sideline by Como and Jacob Green. Green had him in the backfield but couldn't hold on.
Jacob Green is going to be the most frustrated man on the field right now because Jacob Green broke free into the backfield and had Christian Okoye for about a 6-yard loss. And all Okoye did was stick his arm in Jacob Green's face, pushed him aside, and then picked up 3 yards on the play.
So it is third down and 8. Once again, we are working on getting our picture back here at Kansas City. Kansas City has the ball out at their own 48-yard line.
And Steve DeBerg in the shotgun. He's got Todd Mcnair in the backfield with him on the left sideline. And now we rejoin you with the pictures to put the sound together with you. Rob Thomas cannot have hang on at the 50-yard line. Nailed by Eugene Robinson. And Seattle doing a nice job on defense as they will send in Kansas City special teams now to punt the ball away.
And that time, Seattle sitting back in his zone defense, and Eugene Robinson, all he wanted to do is have Rob Thomas catch the ball in front of him. Rob Thomas bobbled it just momentarily. It gave Robinson enough time to hit him.
Barker had a good first punt, as you saw. 52 yards. Chris Warren waiting down at the 10-yard line of Seattle. Fair catch, and hangs on at the 15-yard line. So Seattle will get their second possession, and we're all put back together here at Arrowhead Stadium. No score, 5:12 to go in the first quarter. We'll be right back. Just about a full house in here this afternoon at Arrowhead Stadium as the Chiefs 5-3 really electrifying the town. Their real spirited play and the way they played last week against the Raiders.
No touchdowns, though. 3 field goals win the ball game.
You know, their offense hasn't played well now the last couple of weeks because, remember, before their bye, they went up to Seattle and laid an egg up there. 2 tight ends in the game for the Seahawks, Heller and McNeil. This is Derrick Fenner. We got a flag thrown as he spins out to the 21-yard line.
Illegal motion.
That's the 6th penalty already here in the first quarter. 6 total penalty. 4 on Seattle now.
See, fullbacks are supposed to block.
Illegal motion. Offense.
John L. Williams is a fullback. Fenner gets the ball, and his job is to lead the play. Now, we saw Jones leading the play for Okoye. Look, number 32, John L. Williams. First of all, he moves. Yeah. That's the motion here. Now, watch this block. It's devastating. Absolutely devastating. He almost touched his own man, which was, I don't, you can see red shirts, can't you?
Yes. Back to the 10-yard line now, 1st and 15. They have not been blessed with good field position on their first 2 starts. Fenner. Nice run by Fenner out to the 19-yard line as he got away from J.C. Pearson on the corner and then cut it back for a big gain.
Now, the difference now, John L. Williams blocks. So it enables Fenner to run. Here he comes at you. Number 32 is John L. Williams. Fenner's in number 44 behind. Here is the block. When you make the block on Albert Lewis, Pearson misses the tackle, or Fenner makes him miss, and they pick up about 9 yards on the play.
2nd down, and 7 to go for a first down. Back split in the backfield, Fenner and John L. Williams. What a play by Porter.
Now, when you look at this play and you see what happens, and you wonder, well, how does Porter, who is a safety, come up and make a play like that? Because the defensive line and linebackers are stringing it out. Watch this. They tie up the offensive lineman, and here comes Porter. He sees the opening, gets through, gets John L. Williams in the backfield. But the defensive line and linebackers did their job, contained the offensive lineman.
A loss all the way back to the 15-yard line, and now you have to expect that Krieg will really see a big rush. Shotgun, 3rd and 10. Look out! Derrick Thomas on the prowl at the 1-yard line.
Neil Smith is the man that really put the heat on Krieg that forced him into Derrick Thomas. Now, Derrick Thomas ends up with 2 sacks because other defensive linemen are doing a job. On the left of your screen, here comes Neil. He's there. Thomas is there. Krieg has no place to go but down. All right, here's Derrick Thomas. Watch this. He gets inside Williams, who does not block again, and Krieg has no place to go but down.
All right, watch out for this Kansas City special teams right here. They've blocked 5 punts, and Donnelly is right on the back of his end zone. There's a flag down. J.J. Burton for Kansas City. It is at the 40-yard line and hit at the 39. But we'll check out the penalty. Referee Tom White.
They have delay of game. The clock.
There is no play. Delay of game before the snap. Half the distance to the goal.
Half the distance is going to be like a fingernail away from the goal line because that's how close they are.
You can't penalize them anymore. That time, the Kansas City Chiefs had a return on. Now the question is, do they go after it?
Look at where that ball is, Paul. How far can he be punted? This is not a normal distance back, right?
You're supposed punters will get 15 yards, Jimmy. They like that 15-yard cushion back there. But in this situation, he's only going to be allowed, Donnelly, is about 9.5 yards because he's stepping on the back line. If his back foot steps back, it's a safety.
And if they block another one, it's a new NFL record. Did a heck of a job to get that off. And a spiral to boot. Bad bounce, though. And it hits Nesby Glasgow at the 32-yard line. Rick Donnelly, take a deep breath as you go back to the sideline.
Well, his only job is to get the ball off as fast as possible. Don't try to be cute. Watch this. 2 steps and bang. He did a great job getting the ball off. Could not get extension of his leg. That's why the ball went so short. But the only thing they say is get it out of there. We don't care where you put it. Get it out. The defense is playing well.
A 31-yard punt. Now, for the first time today, we see Barry Word in the lineup for Kansas City, spelling Christian Okoye. DeBerg on 1st and 10 at the Seattle 32. Well, Barry Word's fresh, isn't he, to the 20. And a first down.
He just ran over Lutz and Baldinger on the right-hand side of that offensive line. And that hole opens up. He gets to the hole quicker than Christian Okoye. And he's got some moves. But again, he's following Bill Jones into the hole. There's Lutz, number 72, making the block. If they would have gotten a block downfield by Alfredo Roberts, number 87, Word might have had a touchdown.
Boy, you're picking on all these guys that aren't blocking today.
That's what their job is. You're supposed to block.
A minute and a half to go in the first quarter. Fake, bootleg, throws it. Almost intercepted by Cortez Kennedy. The rookie from Miami, Cortez Kennedy, had it right in his paws.
Tony Woods tips the ball on DeBerg. They were just trying a little shot to the outside. And Cortez Kennedy, the ball hits him in the hands. Here's Woods right here. He tips the ball. And watch this. Cortez is trying to catch it and run. Should have just catch it, Cortez, because you're not going to make it to the other end anyway.
2nd down 10. Kansas City fortunate now to get the ball and hold on to it after that man, Cortez Kennedy, had the ball right in his hands but dropped it. Barry Word is the lone back. Here's Word. Almost slipped away. At the 15-yard line, he gets 5. Let's go to New York right now for the first time this afternoon. Bob Costas with an NFL Live update.
New England, losers of 6 in a row, out in front of Indianapolis, the last team they beat earlier in the season. It's 7-0 after Marvin Allen's 1-yard touchdown run in the first quarter. They've now moved to the second. Patriots 7, Colts zip. Back to Jim and Paul.
Thanks, Bob. Inside the last minute now here in the first quarter at Arrowhead Stadium. Steve DeBerg, shotgun formation, 3rd and 5 for Kansas City at the Seattle 15. Stephon Page with a stretching catch to the 9. 1st and goal.
Isn't he something? I mean, this pass is Stephon Page's because this ball was way outside of him, and he just dove and made the catch. DeBerg going back, he's in the shotgun, and look at DeBerg. He's got Stephon Page all the way. That's the man he's throwing the ball to, but look at this catch. Perfect throw, down low, no place for the defensive man to go. Page gets off of Hunter, and right there for the play, or Harper, excuse me.
Beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. And that's the end of the first quarter. No score, but Kansas City knocking right on the door. It's 1st down and goal at the Seattle 9 when we come back to Arrowhead Stadium.
Of the game. He was one of the first prizes in the NFL-AFL bidding wars and went on to be named to the AFL all-time team. He scored 6 touchdowns on interception returns, the most by any linebacker in NFL history. The first Chiefs player elected to the Hall of Fame. Who was this legend? Was the first outside linebacker ever named to the Hall of Fame. A true legend of the game.
Welcome back to Arrowhead Stadium, Kansas City. I'm Jim Donovan and Paul McGuire. We have just played a scoreless opening 15 minutes. As we start the second quarter, though, Kansas City is right there. First and goal inside the Seattle 10-yard line. Barry Ward, Bill Jones in the I formation behind Steve DeBerg. Word sweeping. Flag is thrown as he gets down to the 8-yard line.
We're going to have holding, I think it's on Alfredo Roberts.
Been a lot of flags down here on the Arrowhead Stadium carpet through the first 15 and a half minutes of this game. Jacob Green listening in. Might have 2 penalties on the play, Paul.
Well, there's a flag down where the ball at about the 6-yard line.
Use of the hands. Number 27 defense. Holding. Offense. The penalty's all set. Replay first down.
So they get to do it all over again at the 9-yard line. Hunter flagged for illegal use of the hands, and as Paul said, he thought that Alfredo Roberts might have been tagged on the Chiefs side. Now Christian Okoye has checked back in for Kansas City, and Barry Ward comes out. Now, when we talked with the Chiefs yesterday, Joe Pendry said that you could at some time see Okoye and Ward in the backfield at the same time. There's Pendry. But right now it's Okoye and Bill Jones. Stephon Page in motion. Okoye. Hit at the 5, down to the 3. Dwayne Harper cut him off at the corner.
Well, Nesby Glasgow got hit because Bill Jones hits him, and Christian Okoye just bounces to the outside. 43 is Jones, and watch, here comes Nesby Glasgow. He just gets popped right there on the shoulder and blocked to the inside also. And then Christian Okoye sees that block and continues back to the outside and takes the ball inside the 5.
Okoye now with 36 yards rushing.
First quarter score.
And we have a Seahawk player down.
That's Nesby Glasgow. He got popped right in the shoulder. He got double teamed on the play, but the damage, I think, was done by Bill Jones when he caught him shoulder to shoulder.
You know, it looked like he almost got hit by not only Jones, but Stephon Page.
Yeah,
They got him on each side.
Yeah, Stephon Page came to the inside and was taking him inside, and Jones wasn't really supposed to block Nesby Glasgow, but he gets a piece of him. Watch Jones's right shoulder and Nesby's right shoulder. They hit right here is where the pop is. And then Nesby went down.
So Nesby Glasgow is down, and they tend to him on the field. We'll be back to Kansas City. Still no score here at Arrowhead Stadium. Off to the sideline under his own power. Still no score here in Kansas City. Jim Donovan along with Paul McGuire. Steve DeBerg working the Kansas City huddle right now. Second down and goal from the 4-yard line. Christian Okoye has checked out, and Barry Ward is in.
Is that double teaming? You got 2 big backs like that?
The consistent part is that Bill Jones stays in at fullback.
Give Bill Jones the ball. They won't expect it.
Barry Ward is hit by Rufus Porter. And I'll tell you something, Porter had to be able to guess on the snap because he was in that backfield so quickly.
Rufus Porter was in the backfield, but Bill Jones, the fullback, ran right by him. Never took a piece of him. And he was right in his face. Bill Jones has got to take the first guy. Here comes Porter. Here comes Jones. Watch this. He ducked his head. Missed Porter. And a loss.
Third down and goal. Kansas City trying to get it in. Todd Mcnair in the backfield now as the shotgun is employed. Blitzed by Jacob Green, and he knocks the ball down. They were coming with everybody. And Nick Lowry will come in to attempt the field goal now. Now, Lowry's the hero of last week. He kicking 3 field goals. Now, Marty Schottenheimer tipped us off yesterday to watch Nick Lowry as he sets up for a field goal. He will go through some of the craziest antics you'll see.
But the worst part, the funny part about it is he starts out with sweatpants, and it is almost 70 degrees here, but he wears them all the time anyway on the sideline. And now he's pointing, getting everything set. That's where it's going to be.
That's Steve Pelura's holder.
Okay,
now he's going to take a walk.
Now he goes back 5 yards. He's going to do a little calisthenics, fix his helmet, blow his nose. He does a little bit of everything.
He's still very far away now from the ball.
His hands are important.
He's ready. And that's usually the result. 25-yard field goal splits the uprights. All of that. And a handshake to boot. And we've got our first points with 13:02 to go here in the first half. Kansas City by 3. Kansas City leads 3-0. Second quarter, 13:02 to go in the half. But I'll tell you, Paul, I would think they would have to be disappointed. Remember, that drive started at the Seattle 31-yard line, and they had the ball first and goal at the 9 and only come away with 3 points and a 25-yard field goal by Nick Lowry.
You're going to see him, I think, when they get down and close again. I'll talk about it after this kickoff.
The ball coming towards Derrick Lavelle of Seattle at the 6-yard line. Nice return by Lavelle out over the 25 to the 26-yard line. Now let's check the Xerox 10-minute ticker. Tied at the Meadowlands. Jim Kelly has 1 touchdown pass to Keith McKellar, and now the Bills have scored again to lead 14-7 and tied at Chicago. New England, Marvin Allen, they run in that game for scores. They lead over Indianapolis. Rich Gannon scored for the Vikings, and Tampa Bay and the Saints are tied 7-7. And here in Kansas City, we are 3-0 Chiefs on a 25-yard field goal by Nick Lowry. Seattle with the ball at their 26-yard line. Krieg rifles one right down the middle to the 31-yard line. Percy Snow is in on the tackle of Brian Blades. And the gain is out to the 32 they'll give him. About 6 yards on the play.
Seattle has the ball, but I was going to say about Kansas City, when they get the ball in an area like that, if they do it again, instead of going wide, just send the big guys up the middle, and that's where the openings are going to be. Instead of trying to get wide with the big power backs, try to get them a little bit closer inside the tackles instead of outside. And I'm telling you right now, Seattle's going to have to try to throw the ball downfield.
Kansas City at free safety now. Deron Cherry is in. His first week back was last week against the Raiders, and Jeff Donaldson comes out. Cherry battling back after major knee surgery. Here's Derek Fenner. Hops through the hole out near the 35-yard line where Dan Saliamua, the nose tackle, brings him down.
Well, when you line up like Seattle's doing with 2 tight ends and only 1 wide receiver, 2 running backs, you know that they're going to be running the football, and what they're going to try to throw is short stuff and not long, because the only wide receiver that they have is Brian Blades, number 89.
Checking it over on the Kansas City sideline right now. That's Howard Mudd, the offensive line coach of the Chiefs. They know they didn't get the job done there blocking-wise, and they had it first and goal at the 9. Now it's 3rd down and 1 for Seattle. John L. Williams.
I don't know.
To the 36-yard line, but he needed to get close to the 37 to have the first down. J.C. Pearson makes the stop for Kansas City.
They have to get almost to the 37-yard line. I think they're going to be about a half of the ball short.
It's going to be a measurement right now as they bring the sticks in. And let's look. Well, they got it. They got it by about a half a football.
Golly had the markers wrong on the other side. That's why I missed it.
Chuck Knox. He was eagle-eyed on that measurement right there. Seattle, you know, had terrible field position, really, throughout that first quarter. That was a field position game in the first quarter. Kansas City kept backing them up. Seattle punting from inside their end zone. But they weathered the storm, only giving up 3 points. Now let's see if they can move the ball as they get 1 first down.
Now 2 wide receivers. Kane is in.
Craig throwing on first down, and John L. Williams is wide open over the middle. Deron Cherry's the last man. And he gets him down at the 10-yard line. The official now is saying He's throwing a flag against the Seattle coach who had run down the sideline.
That's Reggie Mckenzie. And Brian Blades is hurt. He peeled back to block Derrick Thomas.
Reggie Mckenzie raced down the sideline, went well beyond the bench area, and the yellow line that tells you don't go beyond that line. Well, let's go back and watch how John L. Williams was wide open.
John L. Williams comes down. Derrick Thomas is trying to cover John L. coming out of the backfield. Now, coming across the field is going to be Blades right about here, and he throws and he hits Derrick Thomas. Now, the reason that Reggie Mckenzie ran downfield is because the play was stopped, and then Dino Hackett tackled him. And Reggie was upset, wanted a flag, but got one against him.
First and 10.
See, right here, John L. steps out. He hears the whistle blow there. Okay, so he slows up, and watch this. Now, Dino Hackett just drills him, and that's why Reggie Mckenzie came down the sidelines.
So Reggie Mckenzie, an assistant coach with the Seahawks, is hit with the penalty. There's Reggie. And normally you see coaches controlling players on the sideline. Right here you see players trying to cool him off a little bit. In the meantime, we've got Brian Blades down on the turf. He's injured.
Reggie was one of the great guards for the Buffalo Bills for a lot of years in the O.J. Simpson era.
And another Seattle injury report for you. Nesby Glasgow, their fine safety, is having x-rays on his right elbow.
So Reggie Mckenzie, you know, he was such a competitor when O.J. played. I mean, he was the guy, one of the guys that opened the holes for O.J. Simpson. And this man does not like to lose. and he had a legitimate gripe because John L. did stop. But the question is, did Hackett hear the play or not? And it's only a whistle that's blown. He's upset, and he had a right to be.
Now, they did take a look at the play to see if John L. Williams had stepped out of bounds, which he did.
It doesn't make it. Once that whistle blows, it's over with anyway.
They get the ball at the 35-yard line after the penalty on the assistant coach, Reggie Mckenzie. John L. Williams gets the ball again and finds some running room to the 28, where he is brought down on the play by Derrick Thomas. Albert Lewis is there, too. We have 10 minutes remaining here in the first half at Arrowhead Stadium. Kansas City leads on a 25-yard field goal by Nick Lowry, but Seattle is driving right now. And they're at the Kansas City 28.
Leonard Griffin just checked into the ball game, so they take out one of the linebackers, Percy Snow, and they go with 4 down linemen.
Second down 4. Got Fenner open, but Chris Martin was right there, makes the hit on him, and then Fenner dives to the 25-yard line.
It's a good play by both players. Fenner catching the ball and then getting away and picking up about 3 yards. They're going to be about a yard short of the first down.
Let's talk about Martin for a second, Paul, because when we met with him yesterday, he said that really what he's doing in that lineup right now, because he's a veteran, is he's kind of coaching along the 2 young players, Percy Snow and Derrick Thomas.
I think the great thing he said about him, he said they don't realize yet how good they really are.
And Martin's a pretty good one himself. Marty Schottenheimer said he had a Pro Bowl season last year on 3rd down and 1.
No.
What a hit. Sally Amoa. And Paul said it right, simply said no, did not get the first down.
They'll go for the field goal to try to tie this ball game up. They've got an excellent field goal kicker in Norm Johnson.
Johnson, as a matter of fact, was slumping the last time these 2 teams met back on the 21st of October. And up in Seattle, there were hints that maybe they were going to get rid of him. As a matter of fact, they brought other kickers in. Rich Carlos was one of them that week. He had had a bad week the week before. And in the game against Kansas City, he went 4 for 4. So now he's trying to tie this game up out of the hold of Jeff Kemp. Through the middle, 43-yard field goal by Norm Johnson. And Seattle answers back to tie the game with 7:53 remaining here in the first half. We'll be back to Arrowhead.
The sports coverage of the National Football League is brought to you by Miller Genuine Draft. Cold filtered for real draft taste So get out of the old, get into the cold. Buy Levi's 505, 506, and 540 jeans. Buy Delta Airlines. We love to fly, and it shows. And by today's Chevrolet, who invites you to see why more people are winning with the heartbeat of America.
Jim Donovan and Paul McGuire back with you at Arrowhead Stadium in this AFC Western Division matchup. Seattle and Kansas City. Norm Johnson's field goal of 43 yards has tied the game up, and here comes Fred Jones, just activated today. The rookie out of Grambling runs it out to the 21-yard line. Another check of our 10-minute ticker this afternoon as you follow along on Sunday number 10 around the NFL.
Miami Jets game. Miami, the best defense in the National Football League halfway through the season.
Steve DeBerg in there with 7:44 to go here in the first half. Both defenses have been pushed a little bit and moved, but they have not given up the touchdowns. Here's Cortez Kennedy, who almost had a big play in this one, just missed an interception. Kansas City at their own 21. I don't think he got the play off, Paul.
Delay a game.
A 5-yard penalty on Steve DeBerg. Remember, he called a timeout earlier in the first half when he saw the clock running down.
We talked about this at the beginning of the game. There's Marty Schottenheimer looking at what's going on. You've got
offense, 5 yards, first down.
What happens is DeBerg came up to the line of scrimmage and called an audible, and that takes time because the play was called on the sidelines and what they wanted to do. But the biggest play the Kansas City Chiefs have made was that, about 8-yard pass, Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, right. They got them first and goal.
Seattle's was John L. Williams' run. It was called back because of Reggie Mckenzie.
Lots of flags here in the first half, as you see. Now it's 1st and 15. DeBerg floats one out. Rob Thomas makes the catch. And he only got about a yard. And suddenly, the Boo Birds are out here at Arrowhead.
You got one guy clapping and 76,000 booing. But DeBerg, that pass took a long time to get out there.
So what happened to our running games here?
Well, you're all of a sudden you start out in a 1st and 15 situation. What you're trying to do on first down, and what DeBerg was trying to do on first down, is at least get that 5 yards back and then go into your running game. I still think their power on both these teams is running the football.
2nd and 15. Thomas again, and he's got it. On a low ball at the 25-yard line. Patrick Hunter says he picked it off the turf. The official says no. Thomas makes the catch.
Low ball inside. Do a lot of baseball, do you?
Yeah.
Well, they picked up 10 of it. Now they're in a 3rd and 5 situation. And you're still in a situation here where the Chiefs will throw the football.
So that usually means that Todd Mcnair checks in, and he does, and they'll flip into the shotgun with 4 wide receivers. Tim Brunhard ready to snap that ball back. Up high, J.J. Burden with the catch.
J.J. Burden with the catch, but I'll tell you, J.J. looking at DeBerg, get it down just a little bit. I know I'm going to get hit, and I'm paid to go up and get the football, but look where he has to go to get it. And he knows that he's going to get nailed as soon as he comes down. Patrick Hunter was there, number 27, but they did get the first down.
Burden's a good story. He was a Cleveland Browns draft choice when Marty Schottenheimer was head coach, blew his knee out in minicamp. Was really out of football then as he tried to mend, and Schottenheimer took him here with him to Kansas City. Okoye to the 40-yard line, and that's a little bit more like Kansas City's offense right there.
You've got to get Christian Okoye going straight upfield. Jacob Green, number 79, he just plays off the block here. Now watch Jacob. He knows that Okoye has already squared himself up. He comes back in and helps out on the play. That's just super play by the defensive end.
2nd down now. 5:25 to go here in the first half. Jacob Green made a nice defensive play on Kansas City's last series, batting down a DeBerg pass. Alfredo Roberts in motion. And Okoye over the 40 to the 43-yard line. And they'll come up 3rd down and middle yardage again.
You know, I was just watching Jacob Green again. Now he comes upfield. He watches the tight end, Alfredo Roberts. He goes in motion, comes back, and that's one of the guys he has to be aware of. But as he was doing that, the guy that pulls out is Lutz, number 72. Watch this, and he sets up the block for him. Lutz just kicks Jacob Green to the outside, and Christian runs inside for about 3 yards. There's not much you can do about that.
Third down now, and again into the shotgun on 3rd and 4. 3 for 6 on third down conversions. A lot of time for DeBerg, but he cannot hook up with Emil Harry. And the Kansas City offense sputters again.
You know, it really is amazing when you're looking at Kansas City and Marty shaking his head. The one thing that Marty Schottenheimer told us yesterday is that they have to run the football and be consistent running the football. They haven't been able to do that. They've been able to put a drive together. And if you take a look at the passes that DeBerg is throwing, there hasn't been a pass over 12 yards.
Barker punts it away to Chris Warren. Takes it at his 15 and is hit right away. That's Todd Mcnair. 43-yard punt. And 0 on the return.
And Eugene Robinson, number 41, was blocking. We have an illegal man downfield. We have a flag down. But Eugene Robinson was blocking McNair, and he got away from him and made the play. Just outstanding special teams.
This is going to be wiped out, I believe. Yes, it is, as McNair, the second-year player out of Temple, makes the nice play on the punt coverage. But Tom White says we're going to take it back, fellas.
The ineligible member of the kicking team downfield, number 65. We will replay 4th down.
Todd Mcnair, I mean, it's just super coverage, and that's one of the reasons why he's one of the wide guys going down on the special teams. Eugene Robinson was blocking him, and you'll see it right at the top of your screen. Eugene Robinson is right there. Now we'll watch McNair. Comes off and still makes the play. That's outstanding.
Now the snap will come from the 37-yard line. The penalty was called on Frank Winters, who is the long snapper for Kansas City.
Hey, take it out now.
Boy, Barker nails this one. Warren back inside his 10. Well, they do a little bit better after the penalty, surprisingly so, because Barker nailed that one. They would have started at their own 15. But now the ball is out at the 21-yard line. Good job by the Kansas City punter, Barker. 3-3 here in the first half. Back at Arrowhead Stadium, there's Bill Cowher, the young defensive coordinator of Kansas City. Incidentally, let me just say, his name is being prominently mentioned as a head coaching candidate in Cleveland. He was in Cleveland as an assistant coach of Marty Schottenheimer. And Art Modell always liked Bill Cowher. He's built a great defense here in Kansas City. John L. Williams for Seattle gets a hole and bends out over the 25-yard line. Let's see where they finally put him down. Near the 29. So he gets a big chunk on first down, close to 9 yards.
Jimmy, you know, I just have the feeling you sit here and you watch a game like this where they're predominantly running football teams and they're trying to make something happen with the run, occasional pass in their play action deal. But when you look at a game like this, tied at 3-3 with 3 minutes and 30 and counting in the first half, that the defense, one of these two defenses is going to make a play to win this football game.
It's a good thing we didn't have a heavy meal before this game, the way it started, or we could be in nap land. All right, I got some tape or a paper on the field. That is not a flag. On short yardage, second down, and just a couple to go for a first down. Boy, a big hit by Percy Snow on John L. Williams. And they'll mark him just over the 30-yard line, and it will be third down and short again. Let's check the 10-minute ticker now. And Chicago's moved out ahead of Atlanta, as you see at Soldier Field. 10-3 the score in that one. New Orleans up on top of Tampa Bay 14-7. And at Arrowhead Stadium, 3-3 with 2:45 to go here in the first half. And third down and less than 1. 1 for 4 on third down conversions for the Seahawks. Derrick Thomas. Unbelievable. They cannot get it again. And they'll punt.
Jimmy, one of the big problems with Seattle's offense that I see is that when you're playing 2 and 3 sometimes in that situation, 3 tight ends, what happens is that you just jam up the defense. Look at this picture here. Look at all the defensive players. Linebackers, defensive backs are there to make the play. And look at on the top. There's Albert Lewis. He doesn't do anything. Nice trick. That was a nice trick. But, you know, the defense, when you jam the offense in, all you do is jam the defense in. You've got to spread them out.
And we are at the 2-minute warning. So the crowd roaring for the Kansas City defense, hoping that maybe they can win this one. 3-3. We'll be right back. All in the rich tradition and heritage of Kansas City Chiefs football. There you see the '69 World Champions.
Yeah, that's
actually the N and S are gone. Well, most of the N's got too.
Well, they just want to let people know that it was in a different country that they won it.
Rick Donnelly to punt. There's a flag down because Danny Copeland got grabbed as he was rushing the punter. So Seattle's going to get nailed here.
J.J. Burton on the return. There's a penalty on the
J.J. Burton returned it to the 21-yard line, but this one's coming back. Someone just grabbed Danny Copeland, number 25 for Kansas City, and hurled him to the ground, Paul.
When you see a guy break free and he's coming up the middle, all of a sudden he disappears, it's got to be holding. The referee was right there. Derrick Thomas was also back there in the backfield.
Of course, you got to do something against these guys because they've blocked 5 already this year.
It may have been on Rufus Porter.
97 on the kicking team. 10 yards. 4th down.
All right, let's see if we can pick it up here.
97 in the white is Rufus Porter. And here comes Copeland right here. Now watch him. And he just grabs him right by the jersey. He goes down. Rufus, nice move, though, to get out of there, but it was he already had been caught.
Now, remember, this guy, Rufus Porter, went to the Pro Bowl because of his great special teams play.
Well, it was great. One time you get caught, you know. Always a good play if you don't get caught.
One every 7.8 attempts.
Here they come.
Finally got it away. Driving J.J. Burton back to his 26. After getting flagged for the penalty, Rufus Porter comes back and makes the tackle of J.J. Burton out at the 34-yard line. A 54-yard punt by Rick Donnelly, who has handled the Kansas City special teams pressure very, very well. A minute 39 left here in the first half. Kansas City with the ball in a 3-3 tie with Seattle, and they have 2 timeouts left from their own 34-yard line. DeBerg again, he's high on his throw over the head of Emil Harry, and Steve DeBerg's having a lot of trouble throwing the football.
He has not been on target all day long. Now, you know, we talk about this game, and it's been, if you like defense, it's a great defensive football game because both defenses are superb. You know why? There's only been, I think, close to 150 yards in total offense with both teams. Look at this, 158 yards total offense in the first half.
And really, Seattle's, Paul, comes down to one play almost on the John L. Williams pass catch.
That's right.
DeBerg 5 for 13, throwing the ball 32 yards. Double clutches. Oh, big hit. Robert Blackman sticks Emil Harry out at the 34-yard line. The rookie Robert Blackman with a nice tag.
You know, you don't even throw this ball. I mean, because you're going to get your receiver killed.
They just do not look good, and they're trying to hurry up the offense right now, and even that looks a little slow. Caught by Stephon Pay. Near midfield and pushed back. They'll give him the 50-yard line, and the clock continues to run. We're under a minute.
Hurry up offense. And that time, the reason that pass was completed because DeBerg had all the time to throw the ball.
They have 2 timeouts left. Rob Thomas to the Seattle 42-yard line. Now they got to burn one more. They got to use a timeout here with 40 seconds remaining. Kansas City will have 1 remaining as DeBerg is trying to come up with some points here to give Kansas City the lead just before halftime. 3-3. Norm Johnson, Nick Lowry field goals. That's all that's up on the board. 40 seconds left in the half, and Kansas City's got 1 left. 1 timeout remaining.
All right, but they still have 40 seconds. So if you're going to go deep on a play, just throw it in the middle of the field because in a prevent defense, the middle will be open. Take that long gainer and get yourself in position for a field goal. You still have one timeout.
They're at the Seattle 42, and Jacob Green jumped offside. Rob Thomas has the catch inside the 35 of Seattle to the 34-yard line. I think you got to turn this down, take the play, don't you?
You turn it down, take the play, because they picked up about 8 yards on the pass play. But again, if you take a look at the defensive secondary, the man that's going to be open is the guy coming across the middle, not running down it, but coming across the middle in a crossing pattern, because it opens up the defense.
The penalty was on Eric Hayes. All right, we want to remind you, coming up at halftime, NFL Live, Bob Costas, Will McDonough, O.J. Simpson with all the scores and highlights from around the league as we get Kansas City with 32 seconds left in the half. J.J. Burton inside the 25, first down.
That was a heads-up play by J.J. Burton because he was in from the sideline marker about 16 yards. He just turned and got as much as he possibly could, but yet still get out of bounds. Now, DeBerg is waiting for J.J. Burton to come into the middle a little bit. He comes in about at the numbers. Now, watch the move he makes back to the outside. Just a sprint, get as much as you can, and get out of bounds. Plenty of time.
27 seconds, and now they're inside the 25 of Seattle. DeBerg giving it a shot to the end zone. Almost intercepted. Patrick Hunter was right there and almost made an over-the-shoulder catch.
DeBerg didn't have enough arm to throw the ball away. I mean, there was double coverage downfield, and Patrick Hunter almost makes the interception. DeBerg is looking right to the outside. They ran a post-corner pattern, and here's the ball, and Hunter's the only one that has a chance to catch. If he catches the ball, it's an interception because he's in the end zone.
21 seconds remaining now in the half. Kansas City with one timeout left. And Patrick Hunter almost came up with the big defensive play of the game for Seattle. 8th play of the drive. Across the middle, incomplete. Emil Harry down at the 5-yard line tried to stretch out and make the catch. And now it's third down with 17 seconds left.
Eugene Robinson was there, but that pass across the middle, had that ball been a little bit shorter, Harry would have had it. Now, here's Hunter coming across here, but look where the ball is. If it's there, there is a chance for the catch, and that's in the middle. You only have one-on-one coverage there.
Back into the shotgun, 17 seconds left, holding on to one timeout in a 3-3 tie. Ball, and he gets down inside the 15 to the 12-yard line. It's a first down with 10 seconds left. And they have used the last timeout.
They have used the last timeout, but when you see the quarterback take a timeout with 10 seconds left to go, obviously they want to get at least one more pass play into the end zone that they have time to complete before they kick the field goal. Otherwise, you let it run down to about 3 seconds and then call your timeout and take the field goal.
Marty Schottenheimer conferring with Steve DeBerg, first of all, to make sure that they had the first down, which they did. Now they use the last timeout.
40-second timeout.
So they'll use the timeout to talk it over. And we'll take a timeout here to tell you about next Sunday here on NBC. More great football action, 12:30 Eastern Time. It's NFL Live. Then most of you will see Merriam Butts and those rejuvenated San Diego Chargers collide with the tenacious defense of these Kansas City Chiefs right here at Arrowhead. Others will see Warren Moon and the Houston Oilers, just one game out of first place in the AFC Central, go against the Cleveland Browns with their new head coach, Jim Schaffner. Check your local listings for the game and time in your area. NFL Live, we've got the lineup. Paul is in Cleveland next week.
I'm going to Cleveland. You're going to Buffalo.
That's right. 78,000 of your buddies will be at Cleveland Stadium.
So if you're driving down the thruway, stay on your side. I don't want to run into you.
Well, they've talked it over, and they're going to kick the field goal, Paul, with 10 seconds left.
Well, this is smart because you only have 10 seconds. You have no more timeouts. If something happens, but you do really have time to go into the end zone for one play. They would rather be assured of the 3 with Lowry, who's walking back to the 30, now to the 25. He'll line it up, fix his helmet.
30-yard field goal attempt to give them the lead here at the end of the first half.
Seattle.
right corner, I believe Dwayne Harper jumped offside. The kick is good.
And you take it. You do not take points off the scoreboard.
That's what Marty Schottenheimer is saying. Yep, decline it. Decline the penalty. Let's go in. Ahead 6-3. And that's what they'll do.
Offsides. Defense. Penalty is declined. Field goal is good.
That is serious. Well, there's only 7 seconds, but, you know, you just do not take points off the board.
Do you realize he's been their only offense now for the last couple of weeks? Nick Lowry, 3 field goals against the Raiders, 2 field goals here today in the first half against Seattle. So the last 5 Kansas City scores have come by the way of his foot.
And what better man to have? I mean, he is probably the best kicker in professional football today.
7 seconds remaining here in the first half. All right, let's go back now.
All right, here's the field goal. Nothing spectacular. The hold is there. Fuller has it. Followed through by Lowry. And right in the center of the goalpost. Doesn't get any better than that.
See, I always think that spinning those laces, that's where I'd get goofed up.
That's another reason why you were never a holder.
A lot of people would be very happy that I wasn't.
People don't realize how important that is. You know, you've got 3 things that are very important on a field goal. You got the guy that's snapping the ball, the holder, and then, of course, the kicker. And that holder is so important just to get the ball in the right spot because that's what the kicker looks at. He looks at a spot.
6-3, Kansas City in the lead. 7 seconds to go in the half. He squirts one on the ground. James Jones picks it up and runs it out of bounds at the 33-yard line. J.C. Pearson knocked him out with 3 seconds left and 1 play for Seattle.
Did you see me yesterday with that onside kick?
Absolutely. Let's go back to yesterday's Kansas City practice. Now, we just don't have the video because, by golly, I left it back in my hotel room.
You did?
Yeah. But anyway, Kansas City is practicing their onside kick. And Marty Schottenheimer yells for Paul McGuire to come out on the good hands team. Can you believe that, on the good hands team? So Nick Lowry squibs one on the ground, and doesn't McGuire make the catch?
Picked it up and scored. Thank you. Forgot that part.
Last play of the half. Incomplete. Jeff Chadwick and Paul Stancy were there to try and make the catch. Well, defense. That was the cry here at Arrowhead Stadium in the first half. And it is 6-3 Kansas City leading over Seattle here in the first half. Now let's go to NFL Live in New York, and here's Bob Costas. Back here at Arrowhead Stadium, 6-3 Kansas City in the lead over Seattle. I'm Jim Donovan along with Paul McGuire as we get set for the second half and hope for some points, Paul. Hope for some offensive points. What happened to these 2 offenses? What happened to the 2 running games?
That's what both of the coaches were talking about yesterday, is that they have to run the ball to establish anything. I think what Seattle has to do most importantly is that they're going to have to start with two wide receivers instead of 2 tight ends. They've got to spread this defense out a little bit. Whether you throw the ball down the field or not doesn't make any difference. But when you play with 2 tight ends and sometimes 3 on short yardage, all you're doing is you have 11 guys that are in a confined area, tackle to tackle, basically, and you're bringing all 11 defensive guys in the same position, so you got to spread them out.
Well, I think a couple of times, 3 times maybe, Seattle came up 3rd down and 1 or maybe 1.5 and didn't get the first down. Here are the first half numbers, and they won't be pretty, I don't think, offensively, especially as they have not been able to get anything done. Then you see it rushing 38 yards for Seattle, 66 for Kansas City.
And you look at time of possession, which I always say that it doesn't really make any difference because it's what you do at the time of possession. Kansas City 2 field goals, Seattle 1. But they're just not doing anything with the ball, running or passing.
Now, Kansas City's offense has to be worried a little bit because really for the last 3 weeks they have not done it.
I think we're going to see more of Ward in the ball game in the second half because he is a quicker runner to the hole. And not so much of the wide stuff, but get him from tackle to tackle.
What about Kansas City's offense? What about DeBerg in the situation? He has not had a good day throwing the ball. He did move them up the field in the closing minute and a half of the first half, but he has not thrown well.
Up until that point in time. Now, remember that Seattle at that point in time, Jimmy, they were playing solid defense, but in the last part, they were in a prevent defense or the nickel and dime. So DeBerg had a little bit more time to throw the football, not that much rush. But in the beginning, the first quarter and a half, he was off target almost every play.
And there he talks with Joe Pendry. Now, as we set the stage for the second half, Kansas City will kick it away to Seattle. Remember the record, Seattle 3-5. If they're going to try and make it as a wild card team, they need a big second half of the season. They haven't won here since 1980. As for Kansas City, all that work last week against the Raiders, getting to within one game after beating them goes by the boards if they don't win this one. Derek Lavelle carries out over the 20 to the 23-yard line where Danny Copeland is down on the tackle. Seahawks offense reports to the field now. They had one big play in the first half, a pass to John L. Williams, and he almost busted it all the way, but he was knocked out of bounds. And on the play, Seattle assistant coach Reggie Mckenzie thought that his player Williams was cheap-shotted by Dino Hackett and picked up a penalty for charging the official.
Now here's Seattle coming out with two wide receivers.
And they put John L. Williams in a slot on the left side. Krieg has Scansey open over the middle and connects with him at the 45-yard line. The first time we've seen the former Washington Husky catch a ball today.
But this is a situation now where you're going downfield. You don't have to go far. Albert Lewis is on Scansey here. Now he's going to release him to the inside. Scansey comes underneath. The safety is supposed to be there to make the play. Donaldson, he never got there. Nice throw.
21-yard pass play. And a first down. Scansey and Tommy Kane are the wide receivers for Seattle. Derek Fenner and John L. Williams are the backs. They're out at their own 45-yard line. A lot of time for Krieg. And finally knocked down by Chris Martin.
Chris Martin makes this play, and he's on the ground. He's being blocked. That time, Krieg had all the time to throw the ball that he wanted to, and the defensive secondary of Kansas City just did the job. There was no one where to throw the ball. Look at Krieg now, how much time he has. Nobody up the middle of him. Now, Martin is on the ground. Watch what Martin does. He rolls over on the ground and makes a tackle on Krieg. Defensive coverage.
Third sack of the game for the Kansas City defense, and they now have 29 on the season. Coming into today, the Dolphins led the NFL with 30. Second down, 15. They lost 5. Back at their own 40. Completes it to John L. Williams. Puts his head down and gets to the 45-yard line. Tackled by Chris Martin again.
Saliamu was there to make the play. Now here's a defensive lineman, the nose tackle, that happened to be downfield at the time for that checkoff pass to John L.
You know, after practice, or just really during practice yesterday, they went into a Kansas City Chiefs went into a chant, remember? During practice, and a lot of people thought it was Saliamua's Samoan chant, his victory chant, but instead it was clarified afterwards. It was Okoye's Nigerian chant. Just to clear that up with you, Paul.
I was worried about it because I didn't know which one it was.
3rd and 9. It's caught, and a lot of running room for Jeff Chadwick. He'll score. Touchdown, Seattle. 54 yards.
When you have that much time, and Krieg just stepped up and saw Chadwick coming across the middle. Now, a couple of the defensive guys, in fairness to the defense, bumped each other off in the backfield. But watch Krieg now. He sees Chadwick coming across, but the ball is low. Chadwick picks it up, and then the blocking downfield. Chadwick just makes a cut back to the inside. Donaldson can't make the stop, and he's in for the score. Beautiful play.
Boy, he was looking at a lot of pressure, Paul. Dave Krieg, he had a lot of Kansas City Chiefs coming after him.
They had a blitz on, and they had enough defensive backs back there, but they knocked each other off.
Extra point, Norm Johnson. Seattle leads for the first time in the game. And it is now a 10-6 ball game. Jeff Chadwick's 54-yard touchdown pass and run. And the
BC Sports coverage of the National Football League is brought to you by Bud Light. Everything else is just a light. By Hertz. We never forget who made us #1. We're Hertz. We're America's wheels. By Radio Shack, America's technology store. Nobody compares for Christmas shopping. And by Honda, maker of fine quality automobiles. Test drive a Honda at your local dealer today.
In the backfield is when they carry the ball on first down. In the first half, they were averaging close to 5 yards a carry. You really don't have to throw the football when you get that kind of a result running the football.
And then they kind of got away from that, didn't they?
They did. They get back in, and then, of course, DeBerg was way off in the first half. He was 5 for 13 at one point.
Now it's first down out at the 34-yard line. Here's David Wyman getting his first start here today. Jeff Bryant came from the outside on the rush and got a piece of DeBerg, and the pass goes incomplete, and it will be second down and 10.
I'll tell you right now, Patrick Hunter, number 27, the right corner for Seattle, just threw Rob Thomas on the ground, and DeBerg is looking out there. He can't find him now. Now he has to dump the ball off down the middle. The rush is on. The heat is in his face. Jeff Bryant is there, but he was looking for Rob Thomas on the outside. Patrick Hunter did the job. But again, you're on first down and you're running the football, but yet you come out and throw the ball.
Now Okoye checks out, and Barry Word is the lone back in the Kansas City backfield on second and 10. Word gets it. Got Luke out in front on the play. And Word up near a first down. He did a lot of that on his own. All right, now let's check the Hertz 10-minute ticker this afternoon. Miami leading at the Jets 10-3. Buffalo, 3 second quarter Jim Kelly touchdown passes. Chicago having their way with Atlanta now. New England leading over Indianapolis 10-3, looking for their second win of the year. Minnesota and New Orleans leading. New Orleans is starting to get it together now. Craig Hayward has the touchdown in that one that gave them the lead, 14-7. Steve Walsh threw a touchdown pass, too. And Seattle leads here 10-6 on the strength of a opening second half touchdown pass by Dave Craig to Jeff Chadwick to 54 yards. It's a first down for Kansas City at their own 44. Okoye, a big hole. 40-yard line, first down.
Well, we got the Kansas City Chiefs. Their coaching staff is right to the right, and I wanted to send a signal. Go ahead and run it on first down. That's okay, because this guy coming straight ahead now. When Okoye gets himself square, look at this. The hole is perfect. There's no such thing as a one-arm tackle on Christian Okoye. And you better wrap your arms around him.
All right, we understand now we're having a little bit of an audio problem from Kansas City this afternoon right now. We're going to work on that to clear that up. 16-yard run by Christian Okoye. First down at the 40-yard line. Okoye again. A good push on the pass. As he pushes right on that rookie offensive lineman, David Zott, number 79, who was his lead blocker on the play. And he gets down to the Seattle 37.
But you know, Okoye, when he runs in on that play there, it looks like nothing. I mean, he hits the line. But with his strength, his leg drive, he picks up 3 yards on the play. And it looks like he stopped at the line of scrimmage. Here comes the play here. Watch Okoye. Now, he's hit right at the line of scrimmage here. But he ends up 3 yards downfield.
Stephon Page in motion. Okoye gets it again. This time takes it outside and gets it inside the 35-yard line to the 34. Cortez Kennedy and Patrick Hunter are there. And I also noticed that Nesby Glasgow is back in the game. He went out with a bruised wrist in the first half.
What Okoye is trying to do is, because you have Bill Jones back there, the forgotten man, he hasn't carried the ball, and he probably won't carry the ball more than one time a ball game. But here he comes, and Okoye follows him. Bill Jones is there. He makes the block. Okoye gets back to the outside. When he gets the block on Nesby Glasgow, Glasgow gets back into the play, but Okoye already picked up 5 yards on the play.
And now they've got third down. Third down and 4. They're 5 for 9 on third down conversions. Interesting, they're not in the shotgun on 3rd and 4. And the play goes nowhere. They left a beat early, it looks like, on that offensive line.
John Alt, number 76, seemed to get ahead of himself a little bit.
Well, that changes it in a big way. Instead of 3rd and 4, it becomes 3rd and 9, and now you go to the shotgun.
Yeah, well, you're in a 3rd and 4 situation, and you can run from that.
72 offense, 5 yards, third down.
So he nails the right side of the offensive line, both of them, Lutz and Baldinger.
He could have got the left side, too. Just took a choice.
The only guy that was on there was the center.
But the nice part about it, they're getting the numbers right.
3rd down 9. Kansas City trails 10-6 during the 3rd quarter at Arrowhead. Now you got Jeff Bryant, it looks like, hopping offside. The catch made by Emil Harry, and what a clothesline tackle by Patrick Hunter.
I'm sorry, but I watched Emil Harry going across. It's offside on Seattle, and there is no first down. But Emil Harry has decided he's going to run and take on Patrick Hunter, and it doesn't work. He's going to try and lower his shoulder. He knows he doesn't have the first down yet. Watch this collision.
Offside.
Hello.
77 defense, 5-yard penalty, still third down.
Now you can go back into your running game again with Jones and Okoye.
Kansas City's will get the 5 yards back that they lost on the play before because Bryant was offside. As DeBerg is in the huddle ball, Kansas City's offense has gone 8 quarters now without scoring. The last time they scored, as a matter of fact, was in the Kingdom just before the first half ended in that ball game that they lost 19-7. So it's more than 8 quarters ago since they've scored a touchdown. Now 3rd down. Okoye trying to get the first down. He does not. And the crowd did not like the play call.
They didn't like the play call. I kind of agree with them a little bit because instead of getting Okoye going straight up the field, they have Okoye going off on an angle. He's more powerful, as we talked about before, running straight ahead. Now they're going to go for it on 4th down, I would imagine.
And it's 4th and 3, Paul. It's not like it's 4th and 1 now. They're going for it on 4th down and 3. Marty Schottenheimer rolling the dice here early in the 3rd quarter.
It's an awful lot of pressure on your defense if you don't make it.
He's got it. Stephon Page did not want to go down after he made the catch. First down. Good gamble.
It's always a good gamble when it works. That's right. They've got a great defense. They had a breakdown, and Chadwick scores a touchdown. But here comes Stephon Page now. He's going to come all the way across the field. He's going to leave Harper there, but that pass is right on target. And did you notice the way Stephon Page got his body square, so Harper had no chance to make the interception or knock the ball down.
6:14 left here, 3rd quarter. The Chiefs go on 4th and 4 and get the first down. Now they've got it 1st and 10. Oh, he threw it on the wrong side of Thomas. Could be picked off. Let's see who they're going to give it to. No, they give it to Kansas City. That was a 50-50 ball, and Dwayne Harper was right there. So was Rob Thomas, but they say Thomas had it.
When they come down, two guys with the ball, it goes to the offense, and they're giving this to the offense. No matter whether Harper comes up with the ball afterwards or not.
Kansas City's getting right up to the line of scrimmage.
Here's the play
so
here.
That, they get no replay.
You're right. This ball was thrown on the wrong side. But the ball was there. Rob Thomas had it.
So we do not get the officials to take a look at that, and Okoye runs the ball to the 15. That's what they did, right? They went right up to the line of scrimmage to run that play.
Well, they didn't want to take a chance on looking at a replay, but once the official made the decision, I don't think that the replay can overrule that decision because it's called on the field. But now we see Christian Okoye going straight ahead. Look, see how square he is here, Jim?
Yep.
When he's this square, you better take him on low and take his feet out. That's why you don't want to run him wide.
The ball is at the Seattle 15-yard line. Okoye to the 10, to the 8.
Jimmy, not to belabor a point, but you look at Okoye square, and this is what puts fear in defenses, because he is square. Look at his shoulders, parallel with the line of scrimmage. When he is in that position, you may hit him. Robinson hits him. But you're not going to bring him down. You're going to need 2 or 3 people to get him. You've got to take his legs out. And Nesby Glasgow told us yesterday you have to go through him, not grab onto him.
It is second down inside the 10. Second down and 3. Okoye up near a first down, but I believe a yard shy. He had 82 yards rushing just prior to that play.
And if they went on 4th down before with 3 yards to go, this is still 4-down situation for the Kansas City Chiefs. They don't want a field goal here. They want a touchdown.
Marty Schottenheimer, Joe Pendry, the offensive coordinator in the red jacket. Here's Tom Kaplan, the defensive coordinator.
I like his beard. Thomas, I like your beard, man.
He'd like a big defensive play right now. 14th play on the drive for Kansas City. 3:49 remaining here. Third quarter. Chiefs down by 4. Third down, 2.
They've got to get just inside the 5 for a first down.
And again, the play clock was running out, and DeBerg has to call a timeout. Now, was most of the time used over on the sideline getting that play in, or were they just slow when he came up to the line of scrimmage? We'll answer that question when we return to Arrowhead Stadium. Right after this, 3:39 to go, third quarter. Back at Arrowhead Stadium, Jim Donovan and Paul McGuire. 3:39 to go, third quarter. Chiefs are coming up, third down and 2, inside the 10-yard line at the 7. 13-play drive.
Would you dare give the ball to Bill Jones?
This is the 14th play after they have to use the timeout as the play clock was running down on DeBerg. Okoye, and I don't know if he got it, Paul. He had to get right to the 5, and they spot him short, I believe, at the 6.
Right back again. So they needed 2. He got 1. You go for 1 more on 4th. Remember.
And the crowd's saying go, and they're going to kick a field goal.
If you go on 4th down at the 30-yard line, and now you only have a yard to go, and you were 4th down and 3, why not go down here? You're going to give Seattle the ball if you don't make it at the 5-yard line or 6-yard line.
All right, remember, a quarterback does hold here. That's Steve Pallur holding for Nick Lowry as he goes through his ritual of sighting down that field goal. He's 2 for 2 in the day. This is to get them into within 1. Had trouble with the hold, but Lowry's kick is good.
Rarely do they boo 3 points.
But they just did right now. Lowry has all of Kansas City's points, just like last week, but that's still 1 short of the lead. We'll be Nick Lowry's 3rd field goal of the game, a 24-yard field goal. Kansas City now has it within 1, 10-9. Let's go around the league quickly before Lowry kicks us off here. And the 10-minute ticker, the Hertz 10-minute ticker. Miami leading over the Jets 10-3. Buffalo now their lead down to 7. Chicago well in front. Indianapolis within 4. Minnesota leading. New Orleans blowing out Tampa Bay in the Dome 28-7 in the third quarter.
Finally, New Orleans settled on a quarterback.
Steve Walsh is their guy. So Nick Lowry, 3 field goals last week, ended up beating the Raiders. 3 field goals today. The only problem is Kansas City hasn't been able to stick one in the end zone for a touchdown. He kicks it off, and Derek LaBelle takes it at the goal line. And won't go far. Nice shoestring tackle by Kevin Porter. We'll be right back to Arrowhead Stadium. 2:37 left here in the third quarter. Seahawks have the ball when we return. Seattle has not won at Arrowhead Stadium since 1980. And with 2:37 left to go here in the third quarter, they lead Kansas City 10-9, and they're at their own 15-yard line. First and 10. Tackle by Derrick Thomas, Dan Saliamua too, and he got a couple of yards out to the 17-yard line. 71,285 roaring on that play. That's what the crowd is here at Arrowhead today.
We have a situation here where Seattle came out in the second half, this thing that we talked about at halftime, Jimmy, where they have two wide receivers to spread the defense out a little bit, and that's something that you have to do. At that time, John L. was supposed to go to his right, but cut it back in. You're cutting back into the flow of the defense.
Second and 8. Deron Cherry was coming on a blitz and got picked off. He's got to throw it away.
That's intentional grounding. Now, even though you have John L. Williams coming into play, but he threw the ball out of bounds away. John L. had no chance to get to the ball, and they're going to call intentional grounding by the quarterback. Now, John L. Williams was in the area, but only in the area. Now, Krieg, watch it. It's this good defensive secondary coverage by the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, Krieg is looking to throw the ball. He sees John L., but he knows that he's going to get sacked back inside the 10-yard line, and he deliberately throws the ball away.
You know what's amazing, though? Watch Krieg after the flag is thrown.
See, he's talking. Yeah, he's talking to John L. Williams. Is there?
Grounding. Loss of down. Third down.
He is really upset. You know, the worst part about this thing is it is a loss of down on top of the play, and you still get the loss even if he would have been sacked.
But what was amazing on that play was that Deron Cherry blitzed and got picked off, but still came back, and he was the guy that forced Krieg to throw it away then. Third and 17.
Oh, what a hit!
Touchdown! Saliamua!
Derrick Thomas, the shot in the back, and Krieg, that ball went up in the air and just drilled David Krieg. Saliamua picks up the touchdown, but Derrick Thomas, what a shot. Nobody touched him. And that's Derrick Thomas's third sack. Saliamua, no, don't bend down and pick it up, just kind of fall on it. But there was a flag in the end zone.
I believe it was because of the extra spike of the football. Two of them spiked it. And Lowry for the extra point.
Remember in the first half I said a defensive play may turn this ball game around, and it's done by the defense.
Let's go back and check out that possibility of why the flag was thrown.
All right.
There's Saliamua. He's got the touchdown.
He's happy.
But then someone takes the ball from him, and he spikes it.
Saliamua never got a chance to spike it.
Yeah, they went out of the picture. Believe me, they did. They went out of the picture, and they spiked the ball. All right, we're going to go to New York right now. Bob Costas standing by with an NFL Live update.
All right, Jim, just as they did earlier this year at Joe Robbie Stadium, the Jets are giving Miami a tough time, but Dan Marino gives the Dolphins the lead with this 4-yard bullet to Tony Page, the former Jet. This after the Dolphins got the ball following a muffed Jet punt at the New York 6. They immediately cash in and lead 10-3.
Thanks, Bob. 16-10, Kansas City in the lead. Let's watch the situation in the end zone. Sally Amua scores the touchdown. Okay, he's celebrating.
The bad part about this, that's Ross that comes in, Kevin Ross. But Sally Amua never gets a chance to spike his own ball. That's why they gave him a 5-yard penalty.
Kansas City's defense turns it around. Ross gets tagged with the penalty. Lowry kicks it away. Derek Lavelle at the 5. Short of the 25-yard line. Hit on the play by Dante Whitaker, one of the Chiefs' tight ends, and Chris Martin was there too. So Dave Krieg comes apart from the seams there for Chuck Knox. He gets hit with an intentional grounding penalty. Then he just gets hit by Derrick Thomas.
You know, the Kansas City Chiefs, I mean, they lead the AFC as far as giveaways and takeaways are concerned. And they just do a job. Interceptions 12, fumbles 13, 25. That's super. That's super defense. But I'll say one other thing about Seattle and Krieg.
Bootleg, and he catches his tight end, Ron Heller, over the 30 to the 32.
When I looked at the statistics of Seattle, they had 5 returns against Seattle for touchdowns. 2 of them were punt returns. But there were 3 other ones. And yesterday I talked to Tom Flores, who's the president, general manager of Seattle, and I asked him, what are the other 3? And the other 3 were fumbles by Krieg for touchdowns. And here's the 4th one now this year.
The 33-yard line. They got 8 yards on that first play. 2nd and 2. Trailing by 6. Fenner to the 34-yard line, maybe the 35, and near a first down.
Derrick Thomas is hurt, number 58. He got blocked.
And he limps off the field right now. There's Thomas, the man who really is responsible for that touchdown as he blindsided Dave Krieg. They can ill afford to lose him. So Lewis Cooper checks into for Kansas City as they check out the leg of Derrick Thomas. Chris Martin said yesterday he doesn't know how good he is. I think he's right. This guy's going to be super. 11 sacks in the year now for Thomas, as the 3rd quarter is going to end here at Arrowhead Stadium. Kansas City's offense has been sleepwalking all day. It is their defense that has put them in front, 16-10. We'll be right back after these messages from your local station. Kansas City bench, as we get set to start the 4th quarter, they are saying that Derrick Thomas just bruised his left knee, and they're putting, as a matter of fact, a knee pad. They're trying to get a knee pad on there. It's 3rd down, less than 1 for Seattle. We start the 4th quarter. John L. Williams, and if he got it, he just got it. Seahawks players, namely Brian Blade, say yes, it's a first down. And it is.
You just don't want to try and make a living running up in the middle of that defensive line.
Now it's time for the Xerox 10-minute ticker. Dan Marino, a touchdown pass to Tony Page, has the Dolphins in the lead. Jim Kelly has thrown 4 touchdown passes. Chicago winning big. Craig Hayward has scored 2 touchdowns for New Orleans, rushing. And here in Kansas City, 16-10 Chiefs starting the 4th quarter. 1st and 10. Travis McNeil, the tight end for the first time today, gets the ball out to the 38-yard line. Short gain, about 3 yards.
Tackled by Albert Lewis, who's playing corner, and they're doubling up on that outside. And Albert Lewis, once the man gets out of his area, the next thing that he does is he looks back for anything coming back into his area, which is a tight end just running a little fade-out pattern, about a 3-yard play, and then Albert Lewis makes the tackle. He's done that about 2 or 3 times in this ball game.
Seattle took the lead on a 54-yard touchdown pass by Dave Krieg to Jeff Chadwick, but then Dave Krieg was sacked in the end zone by Derrick Thomas. He fumbled, and the ball was picked up by Dan Saliamua to give the Chiefs a lead. Wide open Blade He's got it deep in Kansas City territory. Out of bounds at the 38-yard line and a first down.
And the guy that blew the coverage was J.C. Pearson, number 24 for Kansas City, and he's really upset with himself because that was his man. Blades was open. Krieg found him, and again, he had time to throw the football.
And remember Pearson getting the start today and playing because Kevin Ross has got a bad thigh.
Now here's the play, and Krieg looks to the outside, and he sees Blades. Number 24 is the man that actually blew the coverage. Porter is the man that made the play.
24 yards on the pass play and a first down in Kansas City territory. Krieg, John L. Williams, is he inbounds? No, didn't get 2 feet in. Dave Krieg wants to take a look at it. Look at him come up pointed. Let's see it again. Got a little shadow situation here now at Arrowhead, don't we?
You got to get 2 feet in bounds, and John L. Williams only had 1. Big shadow problem.
Really? Creeping out now out towards midfield. There's John L. Williams. 13-13 left, regulation time. The Seahawks down by 6. Second down and 10. Derrick Thomas is back in and sacking the quarterback.
They don't keep him on the bench very long, do they? That's his 4th sack of the day. And he just takes off and heads right for Krieg. He's going to the point, there's Heckes right there to block him, but watch, he's already by him. He goes to the point where he knows the quarterback is going to set up. And Derrick Thomas he was there when Krieg gets there. Watch when Krieg sets up. Just as he sets now, here's Thomas.
You know, I wonder if he knew that he had checked back in. Because I'm sure he would have been a little quicker if he knew 58 was back in there. Number 58 again.
Well, there's also Neil Smith, number 90 is in there.
There's also a penalty against Seattle. And we have Neil Smith not getting up for Kansas City. So we got a little business to take care of here as Tom White will call the Chiefs over to decide about this penalty. And Neil Smith was down on the bottom of that pile. Thomas was on top. Smith was on the bottom.
Holding. 65 offense. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
Edwin Bailey.
All right, this time when Krieg goes back, Derrick Thomas is going to be there. Smith is going to be there. Now here's the holding penalty right here. It's on Derrick Thomas. But Neil Smith is at the bottom, and Derrick Thomas is at the top. And I just don't see what really happens to Neil Smith, but so that'll give Thomas 4.5 sacks for the day. But here is the holding penalty by Bailey right here. And the official is right on it. He's got him by the arm. Neil Smith comes in. And it may be just hit his head on the carpet. Here comes number 90 to the left of your screen. Now watch it here. He goes down.
Oh, yeah, right there.
Derrick Thomas has his head. He's up. Neil Smith is up. He's fine.
Smith is going to get that sack. So Smith gets the sack all the way. They're not going to give Thomas anything on that sack.
Well, there'll be a letter to the league office for Derrick Thomas on that one.
I think you're right, because he very much is aware of his sack totals.
And I think he should get at least a half.
Rick Donnelly to punt.
Oh, great kick.
Kicks at the 1, touchback as it goes through the end zone.
Great kick for distance, but you should try to kick the ball out of bounds and not into the end zone.
There's Neil Smith as they work on him on the Kansas City bench. 12:01 left, and the Chiefs defense keeping them right in the lead.
NBC Sports coverage of the National Football League is brought to you by Coors Light, the one that won't slow you down. The Silver Bullet is the right beer now. By Liberty Mutual. For insurance and financial service needs, America believes in Liberty Mutual. By Xerox, the document company. And by Mitsubishi. bringing you a full line of award-winning automobiles. Mitsubishi, the word is getting around.
Jim Donovan and Paul McGuire with 11:49 left here in the fourth quarter at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Kansas City Chiefs lead 16-10. That, my friends, is a definition of a busted play.
Yeah, well, only the center and the quarterback moved. Barry Word. Oh, no. Now, there he is. That's the center right there. Mike Webster, 38 years old, 17 years, and he still stands there on the sideline knowing that he isn't playing with his helmet on the entire ball game.
He started last week against the Raiders. Imagine after not playing for a long time, getting the start against the Raiders. He was in there for Tim Grunhard, who missed most of the week of practice. He was at his dad's funeral in Chicago.
He's always ready.
And Webster played very well in that game. Grunhard's back in there today. Ball is batted down by Cortez Kennedy, I believe. It is Kennedy with the knockdown.
And the fans are booing again. Better flash that score up again for him. It's 16-10.
Yes, but their offense still has done nothing. I think they enjoy it more when they're on defense.
You know, it's so obvious in a busted play, though, that, you know, here you are, you're getting the ball back after a timeout, after the kick, it's first down. You should have your signals together, and you don't.
Third down and 13. Out catch by Emil Harry, but I think he's short of the first down, Paul.
He's short, and you know the players obviously would like to go for it, but they're not.
And Seattle's defense does their job. 3 plays and out for Kansas City's offense, and they'll hand the ball back over, and Marty Schottenheimer's offense cannot find any kind of real rhythm here today.
Emil Harry makes a great catch again, but you know DeBerg has really not been on target all day long. He's had a couple of pass plays, yes, but most of the catches the guys have been making, they've been doing it basically on their own.
Barker. Chris Warren of Seattle.
Oh, there's a clip.
And again, Warren, for the second time today, will have a good return wiped out.
Ricky Andrews, number 52, clips Tracy Rogers, number 52.
Plus, we got a fight. James Jefferson and Jonathan Hayes, the Kansas City tight end, getting into a battle. They are separated, and Seattle already walking backwards. Tom White's had a busy day as our referee today. A lot of penalties in this one.
Gonna have to get some new flags after this one's over with. Worn out. You know, they got a little weight or something in those flags.
That flag looks a little ripped, doesn't it, Paul?
Well, they're stepping on it. Things have been out of his pocket enough.
That darn turf.
Illegal block above the waist in the back by the return team during the return. 10 yards. First down. Timeout.
Chuck Knox disappointed on the way that everything's gone.
Here's 52 on 52. And that is blocking in the back from behind, above the waist below.
Chris Warren going down on the tumble. That's what's left in our game. 16. All right, that tells you a lot. Seattle has only run the ball for 43 yards, and they've lost 47 yards, being sacked 6 times. First and 10. Derek Fenner is stopped at the 25-yard line, as Percy Snow is there along with Kevin Porter and Sally Amua.
You know, the Kansas City Chiefs playing a 3-4 defense, and it is all basically determined by the offensive formations. Now, look at the season. You've got the defensive backs making 38% of the sacks, right? But look at today's game. I mean, the tackles. Look at today's game. 48% by the linebackers. That's because the Seattle Seahawks have played with 2 tight ends, and they bust everything on the inside.
They got 3, second and 7. John L. Williams.
Oh, great run.
What a nice move by John L. Williams, and a little stiff arm, too, on Percy Snow, and a first down for Seattle to the 37-yard line.
He just jumped out of the way of Kevin Porter, number 27, to pick up the first down. That's just all individual running. The play was designed to go to John L's right, but he cuts it back. Now watch, Moss can't get there. Porter goes down. He just steps aside from him and then picks up the first down. Now, this was designed to go to the right. You know, there's why it can't go right, because it was all blocked off, and John L made the great adjustment to get back to his left.
Incidentally, Neil Smith is not back in the lineup yet. Leonard Griffin is playing that defensive end spot. Great play by Chris Martin. And there's a flag down at the 28-yard line, and it's going against the Seahawks.
And it's also going again against number 66, Andy Heck. And guess who he was holding?
Derrick Thomas.
How'd you know that?
Someone was holding a cue card up here.
Illegal use of the hands to hit. Number 66 offense, 10 yards, first down.
Andy Heck is getting a lesson on a linebacker blitz, and here comes 66 is Heck. Derrick Thomas. Now watch, he goes back to the outside. Now here is the hands to the head. He's got his left arm up in his face right there, and that's illegal.
It sure is. First down at 20 after the 10-yard penalty on Andy Heck. Back at the 26-yard line of Seattle. They trail by 6. There's another flag down as Krieg scrambles and slides when he saw Percy Snow come into the picture. And I think this one's coming back against the Seattle offensive line, too. Yes, sir.
It's another holding penalty. Now, the guy that was in the middle was number 63, Ronnie Lee. Now, whether he was holding or not, I'm not sure.
We'll soon find out. Here's holding. Tom White.
Yeah, still holding.
Holding. 63. Offense. 10 yards. First down.
So it is on Ronnie Lee.
Ronnie Lee. Now he's to the left of your screen. Now look at, and there is Smith in the game. And he tackles him. And the officials are right on the play, and that's why, I mean, you're in the open, you're right behind, and the official's right behind you.
It's first down and 30. Well, that ball came off his hand funny, didn't it? And Travis McNeil, the tight end, could not hang on. Did that look a little strange coming out of his hand?
It looks strange, and I'm going to tell you something. Travis is kind of glad he didn't catch it, because Kevin Porter was sitting right there. Here's Krieg coming out. Remember, he's had a few balls slip out of his hands in his throwing career. This ball just looks like it's pushed out, and it is coming out. He short-armed it, and the ball almost didn't get there. Have we seen a screen pass today? We have not seen a screen anywhere, have we?
No, we have not. Second down and 30. 8:35 left here, and the Chiefs leading by 6. And James Jones takes it out to the 21-yard line. The first time we've seen him out of a running back spot today, as he came in at fullback.
He just ran a draw play. They're just trying to get some field position. You know, you've got a long way to go. And again, when we were talking to the coaching staff yesterday, and especially John Becker from Seattle, he said, you know, we just cannot afford to be in third and long situations against this defensive secondary, especially the way they disguise their defense when they're in the nickel, because they blitz almost all the time.
So as you can see, the players are fighting the sun in their eyes, and it's 3rd and 25. It's caught by Blades, but short of the first down as he got out to the 46-yard line. Still a heck of a play by Krieg to get out of that pocket and step up and throw.
With 7:43, they're going to punt the ball, because they're only a touchdown from winning this football game, Seattle, and there's no sense in taking a chance now, because number one, their defense has really been doing a great job all day long against Kansas City. We've been talking about the Kansas City defense. The Seattle defense has been doing the same thing.
You're right. I mean, they have not given up a touchdown. Remember, it was the Seattle offense that fumbled on the sack of Krieg in the end zone, but Seattle's defense has not given up a touchdown. Fair catch called for at the 10-yard line. Emil Harry makes the catch. There's a flag down on a 44-yard punt by Donnelly. And this one is coming back, and I would think Kansas City will make them punt it again.
Oh, I would.
Marty Schottenheimer saying take it.
And they'll also tell Emil Harry, if the ball is at the 10-yard line, let it go.
Tom White, your referee today, marks the penalty off.
He's been on camera more than you.
An eligible member of the kicking team downfield, number 83, 5 yards, 4th down.
All right, penalty yardage here today. Seattle 102 yards, Paul. And I mean, even Kansas City's 45 is a ton, but 102.
And they did not have a whole lot of penalties coming into this ball game.
And a lot of those are lately coming in the way of holding penalties. All right, here's Harry again at the 16-yard line. And they had good coverage as they tried to separate him from the football. That was James Jones who was down there. And a 43-yard punt. Now Seattle's chore is to hold the Chiefs here, get the ball back, and try and score. Chiefs lead by 6 here at Arrowhead Stadium. Referee Tom White said, go ahead, you guys can get on, Paul.
I'm glad Tom let us on for a while. But, you know, you take a look at it. We've been talking about the Kansas City Chiefs defense all day long. Seattle's defense, 3 field goals, and the offense gave up a touchdown. The defense for Seattle has been sensational, but they've got to do it one more time and get the ball back to the offense.
All right, 1st and 10 for Kansas City. Short of their 20-yard line. Ward gets the handoff and goes over the 20 to the 23. Barry Ward. We have seen mostly Christian Okoye today. Ward's been spotted in and out.
Was tackled by Derrick Thomas. 2nd and 4.
The running Kansas City Chiefs. 30-plus rushing attempts. They win. 5 times this year they've had 25 rushes, so 5 more rushes and they are there, and they are in the lead. And as you said, Paul, before the ball game, the team that ran the ball better here would win this game. 2nd down 4. Flag is thrown right in the middle of the pack on the running play.
There's a penalty on the play.
Here's Tom again. And so for the first time in a long time, Kansas City is flagged for holding.
He was tackled by Derrick Thomas.
6:29 left. Seattle is down by 6, 16-10.
Here's Tommy.
Holding, 79 offense, 2nd down, 10-yard penalty.
That's the rookie David Zott. Now Miami looks like they're just about there, Paul, at the Meadowlands. Buffalo will go to 8-1. Chicago 24-10. They'll go to 8-1 too.
It just seems to be like 6 outstanding teams in the National Football League at this point, halfway through the season.
6:15 left, 4th quarter, 16-10, Kansas City leading. But after that penalty, they're 2nd down and 14, deep in their territory. And he throws to Rob Thomas, who gets nailed by Melvin Jenkins. That's the 2nd time today we've seen a real hard clothesline tackle.
And that's one of those shots around the head that an official can actually call that as a personal foul. Watch this. Watch Jenkins, number 24. Watch his right arm. And this is hello headache. Ooh. That's a hit.
Thomas now has 7 catches in the game.
How many yards?
53. 5:28 left here. DeBerg sets Stephon Page in motion. Esby Glasgow was blitzing, and he got it to Page. And that's a 1st down for Kansas City.
It's a difference. Stephon Page knows where the 1st down is. He knew that he had to get at least 4 yards downfield. That's all he got. Stephon Page goes in motion. And when he comes down, watch, he goes underneath here, and he knows he has to get 4 yards downfield, which he does. And Blackman makes the tackle. But that's a first down.
Now the clock starts to become a bit of a problem for Seattle as you're under that 5-minute mark. And Kansas City still has the ball, and in fact, they're just starting a new series of downs. First down. Word is back into the backfield. Barry Word with Bill Jones, his fullback. At the 48-yard line, he had to come back and almost made a great one-handed catch.
That was a terrible pass. It was a terrible pass because Rob Thomas was open. He was downfield. He had Harper beat, and DeBerg just never gets the ball there. He has time to throw it. But look where this ball is thrown. Thomas is downfield, and he almost makes a spectacular catch.
10, Indianapolis 6.
Look at here, how far behind this ball is thrown.
Well, DeBerg has not had a good day throwing the football today at all. Receivers have had a tough time catching the passes. They've been on either side or behind them a lot of times, as you just saw there. Must have stopped the clock there. Second down and 10 with 4.5 minutes to go. They had their hands all over Stephon Page, and there is no flag. Eugene Robinson might have gotten away with one there.
Was that Robinson or Harper?
I saw Robinson at the last second, but let's see. But whoever it was, they had his hands all over the back of Page throughout the entire route.
Yes, Stephon Page, I mean, he's there. He's coming back to the ball. Actually should have caught the ball. Now, here's the play. And I believe it is Harper. He is all over Stephon Page, but he's in his back, and the people are booing. Even they saw it. Goes down as a good defensive play, though.
76 offense. Penalty is declined.
So there was holding to boot on the play. And the holding penalty is called on John Alt. Third down conversions as the Chiefs come up third down now. 1 of 2 less than 3 yards. 6 of 11.
But the secret to two teams that run the ball as much as these two teams is when they get to third down situations, they want to be under 3 yards. Here comes the blitz.
And they got him. Esby Glasgow actually was coming over the top. Rufus Porter knocked DeBerg back into the middle of the pocket, and then they knock him down. And Seattle's defense does what they had to do, get the ball back for their offense.
Here comes Desby Glasgow on the other side, and that's the guy DeBerg sees right there. Even though he doesn't make the tackle, he should get credit for the sack. And the reason that Seattle refused the penalty on second down is because it didn't want to give Kansas City another chance at the ball because there's only 4:10 and counting in the ball game. They want the ball back.
Chris Warren into the shadows here at Arrowhead Stadium as Brian Barker stands back at his 5-yard line. They've got a return set up.
Super kick.
And Warren does a pretty good job to get some kind of yardage out of that, out to the 35-yard line. Frank Winters makes the tackle. He's the snapper who's down first on the play. Say be sure to join NBC Sports next Sunday as we continue our coverage of the NFL, 12:30 Eastern Time, NFL Live. O.J. Simpson will do a piece on parity in the NFL. Is there parity in the NFL? Then most of you will see Marion Butts and the San Diego Chargers collide with these Kansas City Chiefs here at Arrowhead Stadium. Others will see Warren Moon against Cleveland with their new head coach, Jim Schaffner. Check your local listings for your game. Dave Krieg needs a touchdown.
Derrick Thomas with his 5th sack of the day, actually is 5.5 sacks.
And it's the 7th total sack on the day for Kansas City.
That time the protection was pretty good at this point. Heck is trying to get to Derrick Thomas. Now Thomas is actually flushed out by Sally Moore, and then Derrick Thomas finishes it off.
Second down, 17. Here comes Maz. Screen. And Derek Fenner gets it open over the 30-yard line to the 34. The first screen pass that's been thrown today.
I was waiting on that, but that time what Seattle did is they actually blocked Derrick Thomas with 2 people. just to try and slow him down.
Now we're at 3 minutes to go. Seattle 3-5 coming into the game after a bad loss last week in the Kingdom against San Diego. They know that wild card dreams are slipping by as the losses mount up. 3rd and 11. Chris Martin can't get him. And what a catch by John L. Williams at the 45-yard line. And what a throw by that guy. First down, Seattle.
This was a great throw by Krieg and a great catch by John L. But Deron Cherry made a mistake. Deron Cherry, watch at the end of this play, number 20. He tries to hit the ball carrier there. Instead of going for the ball, he tried to hit John L. Just a heads-up play by David Krieg, who's been running for his life and sacked, 7 times? Unbelievable.
2 minutes to go. Down by 6, but come up with a big play. And now they huddle, and we'll be right back. Jim Donovan, Paul McGuire at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. The Chiefs lead 16-10 over Seattle. Seattle hasn't won at Arrowhead since 1980. They're 3-5 right now. A loss here today, really 3-6, is a long way from trying to make it into the playoff field. But a 23-yard pass play on 3rd down by Dave Krieg to John L. Williams has given them life. With 2 minutes to go, they're in Chiefs territory and have all of their timeouts left. First down.
Derrick Thomas. That's 6 sacks for Derrick, 6.5. I don't agree with our scorer here, but I still think it's 6.5. Derrick Thomas is putting a clinic as far as linebackers are concerned. But again, a man make a sack. Watch how much time Krieg has. There's no one to throw the ball to. That's just tremendous defensive coverage downfield. And then Derrick Thomas comes off a fitter and makes the play. Outstanding.
2nd and 20. Loose football. Andy Heck comes up with it. The offensive lineman for the Seahawks to the 49-yard line. Got Dino Hackett down on the turf. He's hurt. Dino Hackett, the linebacker for the Chiefs, is injured. Looks like he's holding on to a hand or a wrist. Let's see the play once again.
I don't know if they say now that Krieg threw the ball or not because they moved it back to the 45-yard line. And here is the heat. Bill Maas is there. Neil Smith's there. And that ball comes out.
I think Thomas Ball knocked it out from behind.
And Dino Hackett runs into Heck.
So we have an injured player down, and we'll check out that situation. Let's go to Bob Costas right now in New York and NFL Live Update.
All right, Jim, with just over 2 minutes to play in Foxborough, the Colts take their first lead of the day as Jeff George zings this one 26 yards to Billy Brooks. They're up on New England 13-10 as the former Patriot coach Ron Meyer exults. By the way, only 29,000 in Foxborough today.
29,000 in Foxborough, over 75 here at Arrowhead Stadium, and still Dino Hackett is down on the turf out by the 49-yard line. Now, he was injured on this last play when Dave Krieg had the ball knocked loose.
Dino Hackett's coming in. He sees the ball bounce. Heck picks it up, and watch this collision. And he gets hit in the head. You saw his head just turn.
You know, then he got hit on the second time when Neil Smith came in to finish the play off. There's Dino Hackett. So he goes to the sideline. Now officially, Derrick Thomas has been given 7 sacks in this game. So he is going to get that other sack that you were talking about that he should have got a half sack on.
I am so happy for him. He's having a ball.
He's having a record day. That's an NFL record. Congratulations to him. 3rd down and 26 for Seattle. Tommy Kane, fumble, Chris Martin.
Let me just say something about David Krieg. David has done everything that he could possibly do in this ball game. He's been thrown all over the place by Derrick Thomas and others. And Kane goes downfield. Now look at the coverages there. So they're setting up in a zone defense. You see Martin 57 is there. Kane is going to get the ball here. He is popped by Ross, and the ball pops right into Chris Martin's hands. Alert defense. And Kansas City has the ball. But look at Krieg. I mean, the guy is just trying to make some things happen, and he did on this play. Gets the ball to Kane, and he should know as soon as he touches that ball, he's going to get hit. Kansas City is taking a timeout. Been a long day for David.
Chuck, you don't have to call a timeout. Kansas City just did. We'll be right back. Jim Donovan, Paul McGuire back at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. The Chiefs are on their way to their 6th win of the year, thanks in large part to that man, Derrick Thomas, who has set an NFL record today with seven quarterback sacks. Guys go through a year not getting that many.
I was just going to say, he's had a year today. He has just been something. Look at him. He's just been having a ball.
A minute 15 left. And Okoye. Submarine. There's a loose ball. And I believe Kansas City might have gotten it back. Seattle calls a timeout. All right, but there was a fumble by Okoye, and the Chiefs do recover the ball. Here it is.
Christian coming right up the middle. He's square. But as he's going down, that ball does come out.
And the Chiefs recover. We'll be right back with a minute 8. 2nd down, and Okoye bundles that ball up this time after he fumbled on the last play. Look at Jeff Bryant, 77, trying to reach in there and steal the ball away from him with a minute 3 left.
Hey, Mom! Hey, Mom! Say food! Hey! I'm hungry! Say food! Hey, New Orleans, Louisiana, baby!
Derrick Thomas on the bench. There's Sally Amu over the top. But I'll tell you, it's been Mr. Thomas today. Kick off your night on NBC. Help solve a mystery on a special edition of Unsolved Mysteries, followed by the compelling, dramatic, and provocative new series, Life Stories. Then the big one hits tonight. NBC presents a world premiere miniseries starring Joanna Kearns, Ed Begley Jr., Dan Lauria, Bonnie Bartlett, and Richard Macer. And the big one, the Great Los Angeles Earthquake, beginning tonight, followed by an NBC News special report, Waiting for the Quake, anchored by Maria Shriver tonight. And it's all here on NBC.
You're really good.
I'll tell you what, when Derrick Thomas hits a quarterback, that's a pretty big quake itself. And he's hit him a lot today.
He just made about, out of their 30-minute highlight film, he just made about 26 minutes of it.
They'll throw in a couple of Okoye runs to finish it off, and some music. 3rd down. Barry Ward in the lineup, chased hard by Tony Woods. And then Nesby Glasgow finishes him off. A big loss on the play, and Seattle uses their final timeout. So I think we've got some final scores on our 10-minute ticker. Let's check and see. Miami's just about there. Buffalo won to go to 8-1. Chicago's winning. Indianapolis wins. With the Patriots in front of only 29,000, as Bob Costas told you. Losing again at home. Minnesota wins and New Orleans wins. So New Orleans has strung together a couple of wins. Chuck Knox talking to referee Tom White. His team looking at going to 3-6. And the Arrowhead Stadium jinx, I think you can now say, continues for him. Now, he has not won here as a Seattle coach. They haven't won here since 1980.
And unless they block this punt, they may not.
We have 57 seconds left. The Seahawks are out of timeouts. Their defense, we've talked a lot about Derrick Thomas and his gang for Kansas City, but Seattle's defense has done a fantastic job themselves here this afternoon. It's Brian Barker now. We'll try and get this one out of harm's way. They jumped off, but got back onside. Trying to block it, and they almost got there. Ron Heller almost blocked that punt. Chris Warren gets tagged hard. Loose football. Chiefs say they have it, but the referee says that Warren was down.
He was down and almost out.
Jonathan Hayes came up with the football, and he might have been the one that delivered the hit, too. Let's watch the play. Look at Warren.
Well, there's no fair catch here. Watch this. That is Hayes. Look at this hit. Now, remember, the ground can't cause a fumble. And it's just, here's Rusty Tillman, the special teams coach. I think what he wants him to do is call for a fair catch because you have no protection. Look out.
It's a screen pass. John L. Williams. And Seattle isn't done yet. They're at the 50-yard line, but they're out of timeouts. 35 and running. Left. 16-10. Kansas City leads by 6. Up to the line of scrimmage they come. That's open. Down to the 25-yard line. Tommy Kane, he picks up 25 yards on the play.
He's got to burn one right
10
here.
seconds left. He's got to get him up and spike the ball into the ground. There it is. Stopped with 4 seconds left. What a gutsy comeback by Seattle. But can they get it into the end zone now? 25 yards away.
There's only one play, and it's got to be at the end zone. There's, no gimmicks here. And they're just saying, everybody get down on the goal line and wait. Because they'll come to you. You got it. Deron Cherry, go sit down in the end zone somewhere.
Chuck Knox screaming out instructions to his offense. 4 seconds left. This is it. Need a touchdown to win.
Deron Cherry is down at about the 5-yard line. He's just waiting. They're backing off.
Look out for Derrick Thomas. Paul Scansey's got it.
Is this? I'm telling you something. David Krieg has done everything that he could possibly do in a ball game as a quarterback to win a football game.
Paul Scansey made the catch. Marty Schottenheimer will now hope that Norm Johnson will miss the extra point.
Scansey is downfield. Now look at, you've got to get into the end zone. He's just all by himself. Now I don't know. There's Deron Cherry. Martin is not deep enough. Scansey goes up. That ball is right on target and is perfect. There's one other thing about Derrick Thomas in this play.
This is for the ball game. Seattle wins on the last play of the game. They hadn't won here since 1980, and David Krieg fires a touchdown pass, and Chuck Knox comes away with a huge Seahawks victory.
Derrick Thomas had David Krieg in the backfield, but Krieg spins out of it and then finds Scansey downfield. I mean, it's just a super play. David Krieg, you talk about, even though Derrick Thomas had 7 sacks today, this young man is the player of the game as far as I'm concerned. He did so many things today to try to make this team win, and he finally accomplished it in the last 4 seconds of the ball game.
Now remember, up in Seattle, he threw 4 interceptions in that game, and Seattle beat Kansas City. And today, he takes another beating. He gets sacked a bundle of times in the game, 7 by Derrick Thomas alone, and then Krieg fires a touchdown pass to that man, Paul Scansey, for the touchdown. 10 times he was sacked. Let's go back to that final play of the ball game.
Watch Derrick Thomas, 58. Right there, he's got Krieg. Now, the question is, was it in the grasp? They said no. The play goes, and look at this pass. And Paul Scansey goes up, makes a play, touchdown, and that's the game.
Well done, number 17, David Krieg. Out of the hold of Derrick Thomas for really the first time of the day, but he got away and rifled a touchdown pass. Norm Johnson's extra point was good. Seattle is a winner in Kansas City since the first time since September 1980, and they win by the exact same final score, 17-16.
So, hey, young man, I'll tell you, you talk about staying in there and not getting discouraged. What a game he played today. I mean, he was thrown all over this field, mainly by Derrick Thomas, but yet he stayed in there when it counted with 4 seconds left to go and scores and win the ball game. That's super.
17-16, your final score here from Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Paul Scansey, the Washington Husky, comes up with the catch, and once Krieg got away, he found 82 for the touchdown pass. 17-16, Seattle's a winner, and we'll be right back.
What a game.
It is an absolutely stunned crowd that is really still trying to leave Arrowhead Stadium because they can't believe what they have just seen. The Seattle Seahawks, on the last play of the game, beat the Kansas City Chiefs. They're down by 6. Here you go, Paul.
Well, and Scansey just goes downfield. Now, Deron Cherry, number 20, is the middle guy. He's a safety. But he drifts to his left on the right of the screen. And you'll just see him at the end come in. The surprise is that Scansey got behind everyone. There's Ross's over there, but they never got close to him. And then Krieg scrambles out because Derrick Thomas had him in the grasp, which you'll see here. Derrick Thomas coming from the right of the screen. He grabs him here. David Krieg goes out. Now look at this, and he has enough presence of mind to find Paul Scansey downfield, throws the ball. That's beautiful. That's just beautiful.
Now, I have to say that on the last play of the game like that, and from seeing the replay, I would have to say no, he was not in the grasp. And indeed, I think I saw in the back there referee Tom White nod that he was not in the grasp, but the play was okay.
Just remember one thing now. It's grasp and control. Derrick Thomas did not have control. It was an excellent call by the official, but the great play of David Krieg. And again, you can't say enough about what David did today, because here's a guy that was sacked all over the field 7 times by one guy alone who almost got his 8th, and still had enough presence of mind to keep his composure to get the ball downfield. And you can see David Krieg, and he knows. He said, hey, for 59 minutes and 54 seconds, or 56 seconds,
right,
I was getting battered all over the field, and all of a sudden, it's all worth it.
All right, and so what does that win do? It will do an awful lot for Seattle. They go to 4-5, and it really could hurt Kansas City. And so we say goodbye from Arrowhead. There's your final score, 17-16. Kick off your night tonight on NBC. Help solve a mystery on a special edition of Unsolved Mysteries, followed by the compelling, dramatic, and provocative new series